to the Big Easy. It's playoff time in the Crescent City, and the fans from New Iberia have followed their team to Newman High School as the Catholic High Panthers of New Iberia take on the Newman Greenies, the number 2 seed in the Division III playoffs. Newman looking for their first ever appearance in the state championship game. For Catholic High, they're trying to win their first state title since 1962. I'm Jeff Palermo along with Jason DeQueer. If you like offense, well, buckle up for the next 3 hours. I think you're going to see a bunch of touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, this is one of those games that, you talk about breaking the scoreboard. There could be a lot of points scored in this game, and sometimes it comes down to who can make that last stop on defense. But you saw those records in the opening, 11-0, 10-1. The only loss between the two of them is the number 1 seed in this entire select Division III, so I think it's going to be a great ball game.
Let's take a look at the 2 quarterbacks in this game. Both of them are really good. Martin Butcher, who's a junior, 53 yards shy of breaking Peyton Manning's record for most yards thrown in a season here at Newman. And then Diallo Landry, yeah, the passing yards isn't great, or isn't as great as Martin Butcher, but the guy can run. He's got over 500 yards rushing as well.
Well, Butcher, anytime you can put your name in the same sentence with Peyton Manning, I mean, how else do you describe the guy? Potentially break the single season passing record tonight. And then Diallo Landry, big, gifted athlete, can really run the ball, but as you can see, 1,200 passing yards, can also put it through the air. They'll need him to be efficient running that wing T offense.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game here, brought to you by ITI Technical Community College. First of all, for Catholic High and their head coach, Brent Indes, what do the Panthers need to do to advance to the Dome?
Well, we've talked about the prolific offense of Newman and Martin Butcher, so they got to get some stops on defense. And then Newman has a great edge rusher in Brandon Williams, Division I player. They have to get him blocked, and then they need to take and connect on some deep passes with Diallo Landry.
And now for the Newman Greenies and their head coach, Nelson Stewart, who is 1 win away from career win number 100.
And Newman's going to be looking for some of those big plays from Landry, and they want to limit those. They need to develop a run game. They've got a great running back in James Poche. They want to get him going, and then they need to know their assignment on defense anytime you're playing a wing T offense.
Yeah, wing T offense, and Catholic High, if there's a guy that knows how to run it, it is their head coach, Brent Indes. This one will be a fun one. From Newman High School, the Greenies taking on the Catholic High.
As if they were our very own. At Baker Printing, attention to detail makes our world go round.
I'm delighted to tell you about Southshire today. It's a premier Baton Rouge community coming just east of Baton Rouge. It will have a diversity of home sizes, from townhomes to homes with 0 lot lines, as well as estate homes. If you would like more information, please call us at 225-921-2427. We look forward to meeting you and showing you all the wonderful things that Southshire has to offer.
Cruel to society, to America.
Game time on Your LA is brought to you by Louisiana Lift. At Louisiana Lift, we're always on call. And by Podna's Barbecue, slow-cooked, fall-off-the-bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America. And by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone believe in better. Let's now bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, Garrett Walver. Garrett,
Thank you very much, Jeff. It is loud down on the field here at Lupin Field. Great matchup tonight. Now, Nelson Stewart and Brent Endest are certainly rivals tonight across the field from each other, but they are close friends off the field. Both these men coaching at their alma maters. We'll talk a little bit more about that tonight, but these two guys matching up their prolific offenses should be a treat to watch. Back up to you.
Certainly it will, Garrett. Nelson Stewart in his 12th season. There you look at it. It's 99-39 is his record. He's never had a losing season here. He played on that 1993 team with Peyton Manning when he was the National Gatorade Player of the Year, and this is his 4th trip to the state semifinals. Then Brent Endest, who has coached at several different places. In 2011, he led Karen Crow to the state championship game, and then in 2014, he led his alma mater, Catholic High of New Iberia, to the state championship game. He's a former Catholic High QB, graduated from this school in 1984, was an all-state QB. Newman won the toss, they elected to receive, and we are underway from the 11-yard line. Coming back with it the other way for Newman, as that is Dylan Hill, as a bunch of Panthers there to bring him down. So that's where Newman will start this contest. And there's a look at Martin Butcher, 2,652 yards passing on the season. Another impressive number for this young man. He's only a junior. He has completed 70% of his passes, and again, just 53 yards shy of Peyton Manning's single-season school passing record here at Newman. Last week, he threw 3 touchdowns in the win over St. Thomas Aquinas. Both teams will throw the football. Newman will throw it around a little bit more, but they got a good running back in James Poche, and he's to the left of Butcher, and Poche will get the carry here. A little stutter step, and then to the outside, and then he's angled out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Chasing him out of bounds for Catholic High was Keith Dupuy, or actually Bailey Broussard. 8-yard run. There's a look at Newman's offense, brought to you by the Livingston Parish Economic Development Council. The offensive line led by Ryan White, a transfer from Denham Springs. Hackett Cummings is a 3-year starter, and Grant Brown is only making his 3rd start on that offensive line. We'll talk about the wide receivers a bunch in this game, and we'll talk about one right now. Strong throw here by Butcher, and making the sliding grab is Jarmon Sutherland. 24th catch of the season. He had a big playoff game against Dunham last year.
Well, if you want to see some of the tools of Butcher, you get to see him right here. Quick 3-step drop and just lets it go. Beautifully thrown ball, tight spiral, right there on the mark to his receiver, Jerome Sutherland, and that's how he can beat you and why he's such a gifted quarterback. When he's open, he connects.
So Newman now operating in Catholic territory. He beat Trey Amos, the sophomore cornerback over there, who Brent Endest thinks will be a star here at Catholic High before it's all said and done. Butcher barking out the signals, takes the snap, gives it to Poche. Poche, not much running room, and a great job defensively. That's Marlon Brown with the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Let's take a look at Catholic High's defensive starters. They're allowing 15 points a game. And you look at Marlon Brown, the other guys on that defensive line, Alex Gilbo, Jacob Lanassa. He takes on a lot of double teams. Garrick Arsenault, he's a really talented sophomore linebacker. In the secondary, Bailey Broussard and Noah Broussard are cousins. Peter LeBlanc is really good, 3 interceptions on the season. And then Brock Romero, very intelligent player back there, 4 INTs. A loss of 2 for Poche, who had 199 yards rushing. Good catch there in between 3 defenders. Holding on to the football was Dylan Hill. Hill, 44 catches for 736 yards this season. 2nd in the state high jump last spring, an 8-yard grab there.
And why Nelson Stewart raves so much about his quarterback Butcher is because of the accuracy. As you see, throwing it in there, a lot of traffic, but gets it to where only his guy can make the catch.
Facing a 3rd down and 4 now for Butcher and the Greenies. First drive of the night in this Division III semifinal contest. And Poche will run it around left end, looking for that first down marker. He has it. Again, chased out of bounds by Bailey Broussard, the senior. But the Greenies move the chains once again.
And one of the things I notice about this Newman's team as compared to some of the others with Miles LaPierre, they try to be a little bit more balanced, and they have such a gifted running back in Poche that they want to get him going as much as they want to do throwing the football.
Or you look at the numbers already for Poche. 1,100 yards rushing. Actually, I don't think that was accurate. We'll get to hear something here in a second. From the 35-yard line, play action fake. Butcher will step up, and he can make some things happen with his feet. Slides down shy of the first down marker. 8-yard run there for Butcher. Butcher was 12-0 as a JV quarterback, and here he's led the Greenies to an 11-0 record.
Well, and talking again to Coach Stewart, they don't design any runs for him, but they say he's one of the fastest people on the team. So he can absolutely run the football if it's open, but thus far it's been a very efficient drive for Butcher.
2nd down and 2, and there's Poche up the middle. Poche all the way inside the 20 to the 19-yard line, dragged down by Bailey Broussard. And this is your typical Newman drive right now. They can be explosive, Jason, but this is the kind of drive that they like. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 yards at a pop and ball control offense, moving the chains. From the 19-yard line now. Butcher to his right. They set up the screen. It's well defended by Catholic. Nowhere to run for Jermon Sutherland. It was very physical, very explosive, just a sophomore. You don't know which one of these 4 receivers is going to have a big game. Either all 4 of them have the potential of over 100 yards receiving in a game.
Well, and even when Warner Simon knew that Sutherland had the football, he put a move on him so quick they kind of lost him there, and Sutherland's very good after the catch, as you saw there, just on the bubble screen.
So 2nd down and a long 8 now for Newman. Butcher surveying the defense. Catholic 3-down lineman. Poche gets another carry here. Nice job that time by the Panthers, coming in and making a hit. Armand LeBlanc, he's a junior, 6'2", 205 pounds. They moved him from middle linebacker, or moved him to middle linebacker from the Sam. Him and Warner Simon switched spots, and since then, this Catholic High defense has been much better.
Well, they're stiffening a bit here now, bringing up a 3rd down situation, and that front 3 was getting some pressure there and into the backfield.
3rd down and 8. Can they get pressure here on Butcher? Brent Indes says his team has struggled rushing the passer this season.
And they like to bring an extra guy because they only rush with 3 down linemen, so sometimes they will bring someone. Don't see anybody coming on this drive.
Butcher throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's too far for Murray Calhoun.
And that's going to be holding on Poche. Even if he had connected, it would have come back. Poche was trying to get the defensive end rushing in the backfield. It was his assignment to pick up the blitzer and just held it.
Sam Moses is the field goal kicker for Newman. His long is 34. Let's see what Nelson Stewart decides to do. And then Brent Indes has a bit of a decision here. Do you push him back even further and hope you can stop him on 3rd down and 18?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, do you want to give Butcher another shot? There you go. Watch right here. He's going to get his arms right on the outside. Yeah. Clearly, that's holding. Can't do that. And even if he had connected, it would not have counted. And that is a difficult decision. You know, you want to push him back. I mean, this is going to be 3rd and forever. So you got to have some confidence in your defense that, hey, you can keep them from getting that 1st down situation and force them to a field goal here. Or even better yet, what he's gambling is, maybe I can keep him out of field goal range.
Catholic High's defense has recorded 4 shutouts on the season. So they do accept the penalty. It pushes Newman back to the 32.
The gamble here is if they don't get it, do they go for it again?
Butcher feeling some pressure from his backside. Throws deep, back in the end zone. Can he make the grab? And no, he can't. As you can tell, tight quarters here at Michael Lupin Field.
Well, now is the question, what will they do? And it looks like they're bringing on the special teams unit here. And that ball just drifted, as you saw, and Butcher Sutherland still went up and grabbed it. You saw he's got good hands, but that ball just floated on him. Not much of a breeze here at all, so really that ball just floated on Butcher a little bit.
Butcher handles the punting as well, averaging 28 yards a punt. Steve Victory is the special teams coach for Newman, former Country Day head coach.
And the key here is you just don't want to put it in the end zone, because you're not really giving, making up any field position here.
5 seconds on the play clock. Butcher gets the punt off. It's not very pretty, and it does the job. It's going to be down at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, that's all you want to do is just keep it in the field of play and pin them back.
So Coach Brent Indes for the Catholic High Panthers said his defense needs to get stops. They got one stop. We'll see what their offense can do when we come back. This is Game Time on YurView.
Hey, little man, I'm your new...
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Louisiana's best barbecue is Podna's, smoked to perfection for fall-off-the-bone good eating. Podna's tailgate spread features ribs, chicken, pork, and 2 sides for only $24.85. That's right, feed 3 to 5 people for only $24.85. Available now through November 25th. Podna's, fast service for dine-in or drive-through, world-famous baked beans, and party pack headquarters. Remember the brand, Podna's. 2 locations, Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Loop and field on the campus of Isidore Newman High School. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuare, and Garrett Walver. Catholic High's offense takes the field for the first time tonight. And there's Diallo Landry, their starting quarterback, a senior. He's a big kid, 6'3", 200 pounds.
And Newman has everybody in the box but one defensive back.
And they're going to throw, and it's complete. This is Ben Landry. Ben Landry all the way up to the 40-yard line. Nice play call there by Brent Indes and the Panthers. Gives them a little breathing room and something for the cheerleaders to cheer about. 29 yards on the play.
Well, a good, well-designed first play there, and Newman had the entire box loaded except for one defensive back out there in coverage. Little misdirection, and they said this is really where this offense began to excel, when they did a little bit more play action.
Landry has not thrown an interception this season. He goes to the air again, and he goes to his talented wide receiver who's able to make the grab. That's Peter LeBlanc. 33 catches on the season for 720 yards and 10 touchdowns. This is a guy that can outleap corners, showing the athletic ability there.
Well, and Peter LeBlanc is probably one of the best athletes on the team, if not the best. His coach was saying maybe could play college sports in 3 different sports, and you saw there beating the defensive back, good coverage, just out leaping it.
Jet sweep here. This is Trey Henry. Henry gets about 9 yards. Tackled by Jack Reynolds, a senior free safety for the Greenies. There's again the look at Landry's statistics: 1,200 yards passing, again over 500 yards rushing, 12 touchdowns, a good leader, 3-year starter, started blossoming last year after a rough sophomore campaign, and it has just continued this season.
Well, he's a good-looking athlete. Just, when you start seeing these spread attacks in college football, he's really going to grade out to be one of those types of quarterbacks.
Ben Landry on the carry, who's averaging 9 yards a carry, over 700 yards rushing for Ben Landry, and he gets the first down. So let's take a look at the Catholic High New Iberia offense. Let's look at the offensive line. 2 really good guards on this team. Harrison Schecksnyder, Warren Simone, both are 3-year starters. Simone is an all-district player on both sides. And the offensive line's quick. They average about 210 pounds on that front 5. Football inside the 30-yard line here for Catholic High. Just 6 seconds here on the play clock. Does Diallo Landry? No. 2 seconds on the play clock. Brent Indes calls timeout. Well, you're a visiting player. You might not recognize where that play clock is. So Catholic burns its first timeout of the evening. No score here between Newman and Catholic in this semifinal matchup in Division III. We'll be back after this on Game Time.
With on-demand Leighton Ricks, Livingston Parish President. Let me just tell you, I know we've suffered through the August floods, but we're coming back stronger than ever. Through tourism, through our Sheriff's Department, our schools, our Homeland Security Department, our LEDC, through our commercial development, our real estate development, everything you came to Livingston Parish for, schools, all are still there, doing more and bigger and better things than ever. Come on out to Livingston Parish. We're coming back. We are on the move. Livingston Parish is the place to be.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Back here at Michael Lupin Field on the campus of Newman High School in City of New Orleans. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuire, and Garrett Wahlberg. There you are, shoulder to shoulder here at Michael Lupin Field. Little counter play there, and Peter LeBlanc ends up with it, who has over 134 yards rushing. Let's take a look at Newman's defense, allowing 13 points a game. Brandon Williams is a special one. And the linebackers, Liam Rowan, he's the leader of that defense, 54 tackles. Isaac Andrea, captain, also back there. Defensive secondary, Will Renoir, has a bunch of interceptions and cruising into the end zone. Knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line was Peter LeBlanc. He was hit out of bounds by Will Renoir. And there is a flag on the play, though.
Well, and you're starting to see why Peter LeBlanc is so special.
No
and thus
flag,
far,
excuse me, Jason.
It's been kind of the Peter LeBlanc show, catching it earlier, making a big play with the defensive back. Now, and you're getting to see him tote the ball out of that wing tee. And really make a good run there, and he knows how to finish the run, and then you may even see him punt the football here later.
21-yard run, Landry on the quarterback sneak. And this is when you're a wing tee offense, and he loses his helmet, so he's going to have to come off the field here for a play.
Yeah, the backup's going to have to come in and be ready to play. Number 3.
Yeah, Trey Amos is your backup quarterback. Now, is Brent Indes going to burn another timeout? I think he will. Yeah, that will allow Landry. So Indes now has used 2 timeouts in the first 7 minutes of this game.
Well, you know how close this contest is. These two teams know each other really well. These two coaches are, considered to be best friends, and you want to make sure that you've got the right play called, and you don't know how many opportunities you're going to get.
Well, this is smart here, though, from Brent Indes. He's going to give Trey Amos the ability to take a few snaps. I mean, even with the timeout, Landry still has to sit out a play.
Right, and that's good. He does get to come in there, take some snaps, get the right play in. Look, this guy was down on the sideline thinking about defense. You now need to say, hey, concentrate, don't fumble the ball, dial up a play that you know he's comfortable running as the backup, because you really need to make this count.
But Brent Indes is very high on Trey Amos. And then the Newman side, defensively here, they have not come up with any solution on how to stop this wing T offense, which is so hard to replicate. I mean, you go up against spread offenses nearly all season long, and this has been a very impressive 7-play, 88-yard drive that's taken over 3 minutes off the clock for Catholic. All right, so Amos is the quarterback. Ben Landry is the running back. Landry gets it, touchdown.
Walked in, and I tell you what, this is a statement drive by Catholic New Iberia on the road here in Newman. The first time you get the ball, you just kind of punch it right down their throat. You made one good completion. Peter LeBlanc was able to catch a good ball over defensive back, but the rest has really been out of the wing tee, just running the ball. Credit those guys up front and this offensive line for just pounding it, taking it right to them.
The left tackle there, Chandler Pernout, he blocked 2 guys, and it made it easy for Ben Landry to score his 15th touchdown of the season. So Catholic High, you really couldn't ask for a better start, right? You stop Newman on its drive, and then you march right down the field with very little resistance and score.
Yeah, and maybe I could have walked in on that one, Jeff.
Take a look at number 77. There's one block, and then there's 2 blocks.
That's phenomenal. That's getting it done. And, yeah, you're right. This is a great start on the road. You know, opponent's home field. And you just do what you do. I mean, Catholic High, New Iberia loves to run out of their wing tee, and you got to be happy to see. Coach Endes has to be happy to see that that's working at the outset.
Catholic beat Newman in the playoffs last season, 49-21. So looking for their third victory over Newman in the playoffs since 2014, when these two teams met in the semifinals. Catholic High won easily, 55-35. Last year, Catholic lost to Riverside 40-14 in the semis. So here's the kick, and now the return. Murray Calhoun gets it to the 26-yard line. And so now Newman needs to answer.
Yeah, this is their opportunity to respond. They started out looking pretty clean on offense. Butcher was able to get in rhythm with some of his receivers, but just stalled down there in the red zone and had a couple of flags out there, backed him up, unable to convert. And this time Butcher knows he's got to get some points up on the board for his team.
From their own 26.
1st and 10 at the 26. There's a look at the scoring drive brought to you by Panthers, and then the touchdown run by Ben Landry. So Butcher has 34 yards passing in this game, and his receiver bobbles it, but able to hang on to it. Nicely done there defensively for Catholic High. First defender there was Garrick Arsenault. Only a pickup of 4 yards.
Yeah, and that was the quarterback, too, breaking that up. Diallo Landry playing out there on the corner. And look, when everything's on the line, you got to have both of your players, your best athletes out there on the field. And, you know, didn't catch that cleanly, and Landry was there to finish it off.
Diallo Landry was the free safety for Catholic High in 2014 when they went to the state championship game. He was a freshman back then. No running room for Poche. Clogged up. Warner Simo. What a big-time play there from the junior. No gain, and Newman is facing 3rd and long on their second drive of the night.
Well, and you got to be thinking Coach Endes is probably going to dial up some pressure here. You would think, here you go on the replay, and just really no room for Poche, closing that gap, doing a good job there was Warner Simo. And now you would think they'd bring a little pressure and try to get him off the field on 3rd and long.
3rd down and 7. Check with me to the sidelines. Trips to the near side.
And you have some of those defensive backs, some of the linebackers, number 55, Simo creeping in, backing out of the blitz formation.
Butcher feeling the pressure, and he goes down. The Panthers get to him. What a 3 and out for Catholic High. That was Jacob Lanassa, the 5'7" senior. And he comes in there and brings down Butcher for a big loss.
Well, just held onto the ball a little too long and just couldn't keep those guys blocked up front. And, you know, you're asking your offensive front to do quite a bit there when you hold on to the football that long, but give credit to this Catholic defense. They've really stepped up here and made some big plays.
Loss of 9. Butcher's punt is decent. Takes a Newman bounce and now roll. And it'll be down at the 37, 36-yard line.
Well, Catholic's going to have great field position again to start their second drive.
There's a look at Lanassa and that Catholic High defensive line. They're not a great pass rushing team. That was a concern for Brent Indes coming into this game, but Lanassa able to beat his man and get to the quarterback. What's kind of interesting about these two teams, even though they're Division III, they got very few players that go both ways. So let's see what kind of adjustments Newman has made defensively now that they've had a chance to watch from the sidelines here. Landry will throw again. Winds up deep to LeBlanc. Intercepted. Big-time interception. Will Renoir, his 5th INT of the season, just what Newman needed.
Well, you can't play this any better than Renoir did. Not only did he stay with Peter LeBlanc, their gifted wide receiver who can go up and make a play. He's given up a few inches, but watch how he times his jump. That's where this, look, one-on-one coverage. We think my guy is better than yours, LeBlanc, but watch how he times that jump. He just goes up in strong hands, just snags that ball and catches it cleanly. That's how you play defensive back.
First interception thrown all season long by Landry, and there's Will Renoir. Guess what his nickname is? They call him Lockdown. Well, if you're going to be a cornerback, that's a good nickname to have.
He locked the man and the ball down on that one.
All right, new life here for Newman's offense. Butcher back to the air, and it's complete. This is Story Charbonnet. Charbonnet very close to the first down marker, and he has enough for the first down. 11 yards on the pickup.
That's a big turnover for Newman. They really needed that. You know, Catholic had the ball first and just drove it right down the field. You think they've got the momentum, and, you know, bang, like that, Newman gets the ball back. You need a couple of those, and now offense has a chance to try to tie this game up.
All right, now from the 36-yard line for Butcher and company. And they'll hand it off to Poche. Poche running hard. Gets to the 42-yard line. Brought down by Warner Simone. They want to establish the run. They got these 4 great wide receivers in Charbonnet, Calhoun, Sutherland, and Hill. But still, they want to run the football, and they want to run it here with Poche, who's just a physical downhill runner.
And I tell you what, this may be Division III and these two coaches' best friends, but they're bringing some wood down there. These guys are really going after it. They're hitting each other.
Butcher needs just 5 more yards to break Peyton Manning's single-season record, and he's got it right there. That's enough. He got 7. Martin Butcher now, the single-season passing record in Newman history, surpassing the great Peyton Manning. I knew he'd do it in the first quarter.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, whatever happens to that ball that's being snapped right now, he's going to find it. I'm going to tell you, he's going to find it, and it's going to become a symbol, a trophy for him somewhere on his shelf.
1st and 10 at the 50. Poche ran into his own man, Calhoun, in the backfield. That really disrupted the timing of that play, but Poche does not go down easily. And let's see where they finally mark forward progress.
Hey, Jeff, perhaps you should text Peyton and let him know what happened. I mean, do you think he's paying attention, knew it was in jeopardy? You know, but I guess that guy's got a few in college, probably a few in the NFL as well. So, but, you know, the ones that, there you go, surpassed Peyton Manning, 1993. That was my senior year of high school.
Nelson Stewart, the head coach for Newman, was on that team as well. 2nd down and 4 here after the 6-yard run by Poche. Butcher pump fakes. Here comes more pressure. Gets away from it. On the run, and it's incomplete. That hit the ground. That's a good call. Dylan Hill thought he may have grabbed it, or at least that's what he's trying to sell as a catch, but that hit the ground.
And Newman really got away with the hold again there. Alex Gilbo coming around the edge, and well, this is a look at the throw, and you can see clearly that hits the ground. And so the play's dead, incomplete pass. But you got to be careful on those edges. And Newman already had one holding call, and Catholic able to dial up some pressure just from the defensive front.
Big 3rd down coming up here for Newman. There's 13 seconds on the play clock. Wide receiver to the near side is Sutherland. They're 1 for 3 on 3rd down so far tonight. And they go to the ground, and Poche gets away from one defender but can't get away from the second one. Another big-time play for Catholic High's defense, and Warner Simone, how good is this guy? Does it on the offensive line and at linebacker. A loss of 1 brings up 4th down.
Well, and you got to give this front 3 and Warner Simone pressure, because they are really not bringing extra guys. You can see right there, just a 3-man front, able to get in the backfield and trip him up a little bit, then Warner Simone, the rest of them come and finish him off.
3rd tackle for a loss for Catholic's defense. That's the final play of the first quarter. We'll see what Newman decides to do. They got a 4th and 5 from the 45. Nelson Stewart's team is down 7-0. You're watching Game Time on YurView.
Fridays and Saturday nights here is like religion.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
It's kind of like it's God and then it's football. For those 3 hours on a Friday night, everyone put everything aside. Whether it's race, whether it's religion, you put your own pride to the side, you put everything to the side, and everyone in the community comes together for that Friday night.
Sports in America is one of those rare things that brings everybody together.
When those lights come on, It doesn't matter what's been going on at home, at church, in the community. It doesn't matter. You know, it's just an amazing experience just to see the amount of fan support and just the camaraderie that Friday nights bring.
And that's why sports is such a valuable tool to society, to America. Ready for war in a lot of ways.
Game Time on Your LA is brought to you by Panthers Barbecue. Slow cooked, fall off, home perfection, and the best baked beans in America. And by Gary Lewis Properties. From apartments, condominiums, and townhomes, Gary Lewis Properties, the top provider in Baton Rouge of residential and commercial property for rent. And by ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. Chilly night here in New Orleans. Mid to low 50s. Feels a little cooler than that. Look at this strange formation here on this punt formation.
And remember, the punter's the quarterback. Swinging gate, sending a man in motion. Butcher back there is also the quarterback.
And Butcher's going to throw. Downfield, in traffic, incomplete. Lanassa got his hands up there, and the play is foiled. And Brent Indust is fired up.
Well, I think Schmidt should have caught that football, actually. You see number 22 there, called to Schmidt, and I think if we see this again, this ball hits Schmidt in the hands, and that's why he was a little frustrated. This is one of those options. If you think it's there, you do it. And, well, that's a little behind him, and Lanassa, you're right, was there to distract him, but that would have been a tough catch, but the ball still kind of hit him in the hands, and you want to try to come down with that for your football team.
1st and 10 now for the Panthers at the 45-yard line. Landry now rolling out. Winds up, again going to LeBlanc. Good coverage downfield, this time by Calder Schmidt, another 3-year starter at cornerback.
Well, that's miscommunication there between LeBlanc and Diallo Landry. LeBlanc began to run a post, and it was really just a fly route. And according to Landry, that's how he threw it. And once that miscommunication was there, never really had a shot. But you can see they really like their matchup with Peter LeBlanc, number 29. He's got good height, good jumping ability. He's really fast, and they're taking these one-on-one shots down the field.
Let's see if they get the ball to number 6, Jaden Stokes. We barely mentioned his name in the first quarter. He's got over 1,200 yards rushing this season. How about that? I'm an offensive coordinator, Jason. And that's why maybe they didn't give it to him, because Newman was ready for it. The Greenies drop him after a gain of a yard. That's Preston Schnell, a converted wide receiver who put on 50 pounds in the offseason. And now he's on the defensive line. I don't think I've ever heard that, where you go from a wide receiver and then you move, you gain 50 pounds, and then you're on the defensive line. 3rd down and 8. Landry not going to get it. It was first hit on the play by Brandon Williams, the sensational sophomore on that Newman defense, and now Catholic will have to punt.
Well, you get the sense that, you know, if there was any momentum, it's gone. Newman's had a couple of good series here on defense, one with the interception, and they're bringing a bunch of hats as you have to with Landry and stopping on a key 3rd down, and now kind of slowing this Catholic offense down and able to get the ball back.
Peter LeBlanc on the punt, not returnable, and it's a really good punt. Peter LeBlanc's been inconsistent, but still averages 35 yards a punt. 10:37 to go before halftime. Had 35 on that punt to match his average. 7-0 is our score. This is the Game Time Game of the Week.
Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Hello, this is JT with Livingston Tourism. I just want to encourage you to come out and see us. We're just east of Baton Rouge on Interstate 12. We have Bass Pro, beautiful hotels, RV parks. So if you're looking for just a weekend getaway, you can come see us. Or if you're just traveling, stop by. We have restaurants, shopping, antique district, Jubin Crossing, golf. Anything you want to do, we have it here in Livingston Parish. So come see us. For any of our events, you can visit us at livingstontourism.com or on social media.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
and tomorrow, right by your side.
7-0 here at Michael Lupin Field. I don't think you can fit another person into this cozy stadium.
Very nice stadium. And you know, the interesting thing, Jeff, that I know is the first time doing a game here is that the fans sit on one side, but they put the football team on the other side.
First and 10. It's kind of like Catholic High in a way, right? Well, no, not exactly. Catholic's on that side.
What Catholic High does, and I'll tell you why, is they sit on the visitor side because there's more seating capacity. Because, you know, the great, mighty Catholic High, we bring all these people to the game. But that's why they do it there. But here, my guess, Jeff, is they don't want the stands are so close to the field, they don't want their friends and colleagues yelling down at the players.
2nd down and 5 after the 5-yard completion there by Butcher at the 23-yard line. Butcher back to the air. And a big-time hit. That's Diallo Landry, again, playing both ways here tonight after Charbonnet made the catch. So Diallo Landry now maybe coming off the field here, but he's against this pass-heavy Newman offense.
Put your best athletes on the field.
You're right. You're
Got to
right.
do it. What else are you saving him for? And I'll tell you what, a lot of teams have to run the ball to open up the pass. I really believe Newman is going to have to stay with these quick routes in the passing game in order to open up the run in some lanes for Poche.
3rd and 2. Let's see if they go to Poche here. 2 for 2 on the night. Running hard off the right side, and he's got the first down. Well, he is a Mack truck when he gets the ball.
Yeah, he's a good-looking running back. Great size, 205, runs downhill. And look, he just needs a crease. And if he has a crease, you know, he will get the rest just with his power and speed. And really, they would love to get him going. It's just that Catholic is making him work for everything right now.
Bench is 295 pounds, squats 485 pounds. Ivy League schools are looking at him. He's got a 32 on the ACT, 3.6 GPA. When your GPA is close to your 40 time, that's a good thing.
Yes, that's right.
Unless you're like a 2.0 in the 40. All right, here's some of that 4.5 speed from Butcher to the outside, and he gets rammed into the fence. Gain of about 5 or 6 there for Poche. I'm sure the 3-year starter is used to being thrown into that fence here.
Yeah, everything's close. I mean, everything in this cozy stadium, everything's right on top of you. But a good look at Poche, hey, saying, look, if it's not in the middle, I feel confident in my wheels to get to the outside. Able to turn that football up and get positive yards there.
Trey Amos with the shove out of bounds. 2nd down and 1 after the 9-yard run. Maybe they got something going now here with Poche. See if they go back to him. And they do on the delay. And he bursts through that line of scrimmage running hard. Man, I tell you what, by the 4th quarter, are you going to still want to be tackling this guy? A gain of 8 from Poche that time.
I tell you what, these guys, that's 26 down.
That's Garrick Arsenault.
And he just came in and just laid the wood there. And, I mean, the running backs are giving it up. The linebackers are coming in. I mean, there's some hitting and some contact going on out there.
12 carries for 52 yards now for Poche.
I think that's just the wind knocked out of him. No, I'm not a doctor. But I think the way he came in there, I mean, that was just a heck of a collision.
Arsenault, a sophomore, most talented linebacker on this team.
Watch here. I think we've got a shot of the collision, and really, it was 2 of them hitting Poche at the same time. Right there, boom.
Sandwich.
And I mean, that's textbook form and tackling. And you know, number 4 is still falling forward. That tells you, man, this is a physical game. Both of these schools know, hey, this could be the end of the road, and both of them want to get to the dome. And you see kind of holding his arms up there, just trying to catch his wind. I can promise you, Arsenault will be back in the game.
So from the 47-yard line now, as Newman's got a little bit of a drive here. Their first drive of the night was pretty good. They got it all the way inside the 20-yard line. A holding penalty set them back, and they ended up punting the football away. From the 47. Butcher to his left. Quick catch. And not much running room at all for Dylan Hill. Nice job by Catholic there to keep that a minimal play of only 3 yards.
Well, and those quick little bubble screens and quick hitters, as I call them, are really just an extension of the running game. They have so much confidence in Butcher getting the ball out there quick and accurate, and also giving some of those skilled receivers a chance to make a play.
2nd down and 7. Butcher will go back to Poche. Poche bounces it to the outside, but waiting for him after a gain of 2 was Bailey Broussard, who really didn't start until the second half of the season for number 18 for Catholic High. Again, this was a Panthers team that had to replace a lot of starters on defense. So the first 3 games of the season, Catholic really struggled defensively. They gave up 35 to Westgate, 24 to St. Louis, 17 to St. Thomas Aquinas. And the turning point was actually after they lost to Notre Dame, 37-0. They finally figured some things out, moved some people around, and now the defense has played much better. 8th play of this drive. It's gone 35 yards so far. Butcher to quick pass and off the hands of Calhoun. Butcher usually normally accurate, 70%, but that pass very difficult for Calhoun to get his mitts on, and looks like Newman will punt again.
Well, and I was wondering if Gilbo got a piece of it. Number 5 had his hands way up in the air, right into Butcher's face there, and that's probably why that ball was a little inaccurate. Either he got a piece or he was trying to throw it around the big paw, but that's the way you do it. You get your arms up. If you can't get there, you try to get in those passing lanes.
Butcher has 2 punts, averaging 32 yards a punt. This is a good one. They might be able to pin him back inside the 5-yard line, and that's exactly what they'll do. Great punt there by Martin Butcher of 44 yards. So Catholic will start deep on their own end of the field. It's a 7-0 ball game. This is the Division III semifinals of the Louisiana High School Athletic Association playoffs. We'll be back after this on YurView.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
I'm on YurLA. Thanks Louisiana Lift for their support of this telecast, specializing in customer service on equipment, rentals, parts, and training. Louisiana Lift has been serving its customers since 1980. You can check them out online at lalift.com or call their Baton Rouge office, 753-5700, or contact the New Orleans area office, 504-463-3400. Louisiana Lift are always on call.
Well, and I tell you what, but for that opening drive for Catholic, these two defenses have really stiffened.
Landry from his own end zone, wide open. Nobody within 20 yards of him. This is Trey Henry. Henry trying to outrun everyone. Touchdown Panthers, 96 yards, no flags.
Well, right on cue. As I say, the defensive has stiffened. You know, Newman gives up a big one, and they part of the keys of the game for Newman was don't give up that big one. And a lot of times down in this formation, when you're backed up in your own end zone, your natural tendency is to think, hey, a good running quarterback, they're just going to try to run it and get some breathing room. And that time you can see there, they sneak Trey Henry out. Nobody goes with him. Newman sold out for the run, and really just an easy pitch and catch, and one of the easiest 6 points you can actually make there.
Only the 4th catch all season long for Trey Henry, a sophomore. What a memory for that young man. And Catholic High has the home crowd here stunned. The Newman Greenies now down by 2 touchdowns, and Brent Indez, what a play call here.
Yeah, you can just see kind of snuck him out from that H-back position, you know, was not accounting for him, really thinking that it was going to be a run play and that he would block, and just a great play call. And, you know, it's one of those things you've worked on all week, and knowing, hey, if we're in this situation, we may be able to sneak one here, and they sure did, and nobody's going to catch Henry out there in the open field.
Landry now has thrown for 144 yards, a touchdown and an interception for the senior QB, trying to lead Catholic High back to the state championship game again after being there in 2014.
Well, and really that's come off of 2 passes. That one's about a 100-yard pass play, and the other one was about 30 or 40. So, you know, really off of 2 big strikes.
Sam Robichaux has it teed up. About 60 to 70% of his kicks end up in the end zone. Not much wind here tonight at Newman. Good end-over-end kick there, and that one will end up in the end zone. So it's time for this Newman offense to get it going, Jason. This is an offense that's averaging 39 points a game, but they've had some nice plays here and there, but they haven't had a 96-yard touchdown pass, that's for sure.
No, and they're stalling later in their drives. They're getting the initial, you know, first down or the second first down of the series, but, you know, as they start driving, and we saw the first drive stall in the red zone and the last drive stall around the 50-yard line, they've got to finish one of these drives and get some points up.
Catholic playing some great defense here tonight. Butcher will give it to Poche. They'll stick with this ground game. Poche, and there's a flag, and I think it's going to be a holding penalty on Dylan Hill. Only our second penalty of the night. And both of them, I believe, are going to be on Newman. We know the first one was.
Let's see here. They're giving Poche a lot of work. You can see there, you talk about efficiency. One play, 96 yards, 14 seconds.
We've seen some long touchdowns this season, huh?
We sure have, and I don't know, that may be at least tied.
Holding, doing the run, and the offense.
So holding, well, we had the Mike Williams 98-yard touchdown run from Dunham.
Was that 98 yards?
That was 98 yards. And I want to say we had, didn't Zachary?
We're thinking of a 91 backed up on the 1-yard line.
Weren't they back inside their own 5 and 8? Yeah, last week, right?
Yeah,
wasn't it
may have been. I don't know. There were so many touchdowns in that game. You lose track, you know.
All right, so that holding penalty pushes Newman back 10 yards. Now 1st and 20 from their own 10-yard line for Butcher and company. Butcher, another screen. Catholic again just has it so well defended. Brought down by Noah Broussard.
Well, what Newman is missing on these little quick hitters is that blocker to come out there. Normally when you have a trips formation or a double wide receiver set out there, the receiver who's not catching the ball needs to come over and make that initial block to help spring the wide receiver, and it's just not happening, and it's just turning into, you know, basically a one-on-one there, and as you mentioned, Catholic is making the tackle every time.
2nd down and 16 now for the Greenies. Butcher looking to his left, now rolling to his right, on the run, and it's incomplete. Murray Calhoun unable to get to that football. Now 3rd and long here for Newman, down by 2 touchdowns in their own end.
Well, I tell you what, Stewart's going to have to talk to Butcher. He's getting a little out of sync. You wouldn't expect him, but I can tell you after that last 3, as he is there, he's talking to him. That, you know, that's a little out of character. Butcher actually had his receiver Calhoun open and just misfired. I saw the last series he came off a little frustrated when he had to punt the football, and you got to keep your head in the game. Talented quarterback. Look, it's a long game still to go.
Pressure on this Newman. Oh, and he misses the snap. Picks it up. Trying to make something out of nothing. Throws, and he almost able to hit Calhoun there.
Well,
yeah, that turned out okay for Newman, considering what it could have been.
Yeah, I mean, they just need to settle down. I mean, Newman and Nelson Stewart needs to just get his offense and settle them down. He's calling a play, ball's being snapped, they're just out of sync. The good news is sometimes when that happens, it kind of fools the defense, and actually had a shot for Calhoun, and again, those are throws that you would expect Butcher to make, and just everything's a little rattled right now.
Butcher to punt. Decent punt. Bounces. And it's going to roll into Catholic territory. Is 10 yards of hidden yards there, right, Jason? 38-yard punt.
Yeah, and I don't understand why some of these returners just don't get out the way of the football. I mean, that ball was a foot or two from bouncing in him and being a fumble.
We'll take a break. Catholic High up by 2 touchdowns, and they have the ball at midfield.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the blue chip athlete to blue collar worker. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
I didn't have a lot of role models coming up. We didn't have camps. We didn't have anything like this. It's fun seeing their faces. They can't wait to get out there and learn. A lot of these kids are at-risk kids. They can't afford to go to camp. So we want to make it available for everybody, give everybody a chance. And so we're just trying to make an impact whatever way we can.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from those who serve ACEs to those who serve others. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
America.
Catholic High leading 14-0 here over Newman. Been a good night for the visitors from New Iberia. Diallo Landry, 144 yards passing, a touchdown and an interception, and he's been playing some good defense as well on the night.
Yeah, he has. I mean, look, three of 5 for 144 yards. I mean, you talk about efficiency, and that's that big play capability. And what that comes from is, respecting him running the football.
He's going to throw again. They run the same play, and it's there again. This time to Jaden Stokes. Another Panthers touchdown. 52 yards that time.
Well, I mean, Brent Endis he just has their number, and this is the second time in a row he's created a matchup. And in this game of chess, he's really fooling Newman because you think they're coming out to run the football, these tight formations, the swing, and this play action is really what has propelled Catholic later in the year, and they've really perfected it. And there you go again. Jaden Stokes almost an identical play, and nobody out there, bringing all of the secondary into the box and just creating those one-on-one matchups, and really nobody out there to cover Jaden Stokes.
Well, Brent Endis is some kind of fired up, and he should be. He's called a masterful game here against his good friend Nelson Stewart. He was an All-State QB back in 1983, was Brent Endis, and he's had really a remarkable coaching career, known as the wing T master. But he's coached at Abbeville, Kaplan, Crowley, also coached at Louisiana Tech. I mean, and he's won at some places that hasn't won many games, like Crowley. When he went to Crowley, he resurrected that program. Crowley hasn't been the same since. He had some good teams at Kaplan. He's had some good teams here at Catholic High. Jaden Stokes, the touchdown catch. That's only his 8th catch of the season. So Stokes and Trey Henry, these two guys coming into this game, combined for 10 catches, and they got 2 touchdown catches. That kick by Robichaux is in the end zone. Newman's in trouble. They're down by 3 touchdowns, but they have the ball back, and they have to make something happen right here.
Yeah, with 6 minutes left in the first half, you don't want to say this is a must drive, but in my opinion, they must get points before the half. I mean, just to get some confidence back into your group, you need to sustain a drive here and get some points up and really, really try to get yourself back into this football game just in bunches here.
Newman 11-0, first time since Eli Manning was the quarterback in 1998. They had an undefeated season. First time they went 10-0 in the regular season since 1993. And the pass here is incomplete, and just things are a little bit off right now for the Greenies. As Story Charbonnet caught it, but he was well out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, these are just routes you know Newman typically connects on. It's a timing route, and really Butcher just lets this ball go a tad bit late and just throws it, you know, a few feet out of bounds. Normally, that's just automatic for this Newman team.
He's now one of his last 5 is Butcher for 4 yards. He's thrown for 70 yards, 10 of 17. How about the camera work there from Ron, our sideline camera operator. Poche, good open field tackle. That was beautiful by Bailey Broussard. 5-yard gain and a critical 3rd down coming up for the Greenies.
Yeah, you got to convert here. Great open field tackle by Broussard because Poche really had a lot of room to operate and unable to break that last tackle.
Newman just 2 of 7 though on 3rd downs tonight. Butcher, quick throw. Oh, in tight coverage, and it's complete. What a grab, too, by Jermone Sutherland, who gets the 1st down. Man, that was nearly a pick 6.
No, Butcher's lucky. That one could have been picked off, and, you know, you had the underneath defensive back out there and had a shot at it, but you got to give a ton of credit to Sutherland for concentrating through all that traffic, not just bringing down the catch, but getting a must-needed 1st down.
So Newman, a new set of downs for Nelson Stewart and the Greenies. They've never played in a state championship game in the Superdome. From the 35, Butcher on the roll. Nobody open though. Now he zips it and nearly caught by 2 Greenies. Sutherland had his hands on it, then Calhoun had his hands on it, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, and still another dangerous throw back across his body into a lot of traffic, and 2 Greenies had a shot at it, but just not coming down. Ball's not falling your way. And I tell you what, he's fired up on the sideline about something. I mean, he is letting the referees have it there.
The other coach there in your screen with the headsets on, that's Craig Brody, defensive coordinator for the Panthers, former head coach at Catholic High. 2nd down and 10. Here's Poche. Poche's got a little bit of a seam, and he is into Catholic territory. Well, Poche, and there's a flag. I think there was a face mask there at the end of it. You might be tacking 15 yards onto that run.
Well, and they'll need that. And Poche, I tell you what, he's still grinding. This guy is just a true workhorse. It's not been a lot of running lanes, but when he does see a little bit, he takes advantage of it.
Face mask, 5 yards, added on to the end of the play.
So just a 5-yard penalty. Poche now has 69 yards rushing on 13 carries, averaging 6 yards a carry this season.
Well, and that's not because he's had runs of 15 and 20 yards. That's a workhorse 69 yards because it's been very little daylight there trying to run through that defensive front.
From the 42, trips to the near side. Catholic rushes 4. Here comes the blitzing linebacker. Gets Butcher out of the pocket, and he sails that one into the stands. That delayed blitz there, nobody picked it up from Newman, and it results in an incomplete pass.
Yeah, but that time he had Calhoun out there in the flat, and those are little things Butcher just needs to do. Hey, get it out to Butcher, let him get a couple yards, and now you're in a 2nd and shorter situation. I know he was looking for the home run ball, but you know, just continue to run your offense. I know it's been a frustrating first half, but you can't get away from running your offense.
I think they give the ball to Poche again here. That's what's been working right now here for Nelson Stewart and the Greenies. Poche running the football. And there he is on the delay, but Catholic was there. Alex Gilbo, the big hit behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 4, and it's 3rd and 14 now.
Well, Gilbo's had a good game this far up front. He's got his hand on the ball, and this time just penetration right there on the front and bringing pressure. And you called for Poche, but I guess Catholic also knew that Poche was coming. So now in a 3rd and long situation here, 14 yards to go.
From the 46.
If I'm Newman, even if I don't pick it up, try to get as much as you can.
Butcher's got all day this time, and his pass is out of bounds.
Yeah,
Dylan Hill was tightly covered, though, by Amos.
Nothing there, and I was wondering what they may do here. It looks like they're going to elect to punt this football.
Try to pin them back and see if they can't force a 3 and out. Newman has 3 timeouts still in this half, so.
And remember, they faked a punt already.
I don't think
Marching Butcher and came up empty, but you know, nothing's working right now. Even when you pin them back, they hit a 96-yard pass completion.
Flag down. And another good punt there by Butcher. This one's going to end up dead at the 10. But let's see what the flag's about. If it's on Catholic, I think if it's a offsides penalty or something like that, I think you decline it. But let's see. 36-yard punt.
It was thrown right as the ball was snapped, so.
I think they're going to ask. I think it's on Newman. And they're going to repunt it. No, maybe not.
Illegal procedure. The kicking team did not have at least 7 on the line of scrimmage. It's refused. First down at the end of the kick.
Let's go down to the field and Garrett Walvard. Garrett?
Thank you very much, Jeff. 3 of the biggest names in the NFL have come through Newman High School. Eli and Peyton Manning had their number 18 jersey retired along with their brother Cooper, and Odell Beckham Jr., class of 2010, his number 3 currently locked away in Coach Nelson Stewart's office. No one's requested it out of respect for what Odell has done. There is some space across the field house from number 18, but as Coach said, that's a talk for the future.
All right. If you're Newman here, watch for the play-action fake, right? Oh, they're coming after Landry, who just gets it up, and another wide-open receiver. Cruising down the far sidelines is Ben Landry. Boy, are they just killing Newman on these big pass plays, and they had Landry in the secondary, 34 yards that time to Ben Landry, his 4th catch of the season.
They're just not accounting for the backs in the backfield in pass formation, and this is the 2nd or 3rd time that this has happened. When you run that wing T, you'll have 2 or 3 backs back there, and you got to also think about them as possible receivers, and they're not following them all the way through and accounting for them, and just a lot of space. If Landry had been able to get that ball out faster, it might have been another touchdown.
Now here's the jet sweep, and this is going to be another big play for Catholic, and it's going to go. Trey Henry to the 5, touchdown. His 2nd of the night, 56 yards there for Trey Landry, and we have a rout here at Newman.
Wow, and you see the Catholic fans have traveled here. There's a little divider between them and the Newman fans on the same side of the field. This is Henry's 2nd time in the end zone, just a little jet sweep, but look at the convoy of blockers out there, everybody doing their job, and nobody touches Henry on the play. Another 56-yarder, so now he's got a 96-yard receiving touchdown and a 56-yard rushing touchdown.
The extra point just sneaks in, and with 3:03 left to go, it's now 28-0 Panthers. Their last 4 plays for Catholic High, 238 yards and 3 touchdowns. The average per play there is astonishing.
Wow, this is tough. And, you know, I was concerned when they punted that football, as hot as this offense is, and look, nothing's really going well for Newman either, but you know, now you got to start pulling everything out, because you really got to find a way, get some points, 3 minutes left, and try to limit the number of scores you need to get back into this football game.
Nelson Stewart, 1 win away from 100, 1 win away from that elusive state championship game appearance, an 11-0 season, and a nightmare first half here. Robichaux has it teed up. Last 2 have gone in the end zone. This one will not. It will be returned from the 3. Calhoun, a little reverse. And Dylan Hill makes something out of it. There's a flag down, and he's down as he is tossed to the ground by Brock Romero.
You can see Newman reaching into that bag of tricks, trying to reverse on the kickoff. Just anything that gets them a big play, a spark, you know, some momentum. But I think this is going to end up coming back. Everything they've tried
on the return team
has really backfired on them. And
yeah, he's on this yard.
Man, it's just an offensive explosion by Catholic, and it's just big play after big play. And you know, see good moves there, but all for naught because you got the block in the back, and now you're starting in terrible field position again, and not what you need when you're down 28-0, because even though these guys, these two coaches are best of friends, you better believe Indest is going to be saying, hey, while I got a few touchdowns to spare, let me dial something up. Let me try to get another turnover. So you got to be very careful back here.
From the 12-yard line now for Newman. They'll run it here with Poche. And Poche gets out of bounds. Decent start to this drive, a 7-yard run for Poche.
It's going to be out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line, the 19.
Poche missed the postseason last year because of an injury, and 2 years ago he was banged up. And Nelson Stewart really happy in the fact that he came into this postseason healthy for once and was excited to see what he can do. But what about this Catholic high offense as you look at the scoring drive from them, the Gary Lewis property scoring drive, and there's an interception. They were waiting for it. Picked off. Intercepted by Warner Simon.
And Simon was just sitting. The last couple of plays, he's been sitting in there right on that slot receiver, knowing that Simon's not going to be able to keep up with these receivers in coverage, but he's just waiting on that slant. And that's what I was talking about. Indes is saying, hey, I'm going to take some chances. You see him there just waiting for that slant to come, sitting in the perfect place. Butcher never sees him. And I'll tell you what, for Stewart, Newman, and Butcher, this is just a half they would love to forget. This is nightmarish and just not what you wanted to see coming out in this football game. And now Catholic knocking right back on the door, red hot on offense, chance to really stretch this lead out.
Landry from shotgun keeps it on the read option up to the 10-yard line. Not sure exactly how Newman turns this around either. I mean, Catholic just seems a step ahead, and Newman seems a step behind, right? I mean,
well, yeah, this is one where you just got to have a stern talk in the locker room. Hey, guys, look, this is it. Do y'all want to play or do you want to go home? And try to see if you can just kind of piece it back together here.
Landry on 2nd and 3. Landry will keep it again, and Landry is up to the 6-yard line. He was tripped up by Bobby Moore, 40 tackles on the season.
And we really thought, at least I really thought we would see a lot more of this type of offense with Landry keeping the ball with that big frame and just kind of grinding it out almost Wildcat style. But they haven't had to do it because it's been coming in big chunks. And here now they're working on the clock, 1:38. It's a 3rd and 1 situation. And you got your big quarterback back there who can probably just try to will his way into the end zone.
3rd and 1. They're 0 for 1 on 3rd down conversions. The jet sweep here, and that's a touchdown for Stokes. His 2nd of the night. It's now 34-0.
Everything is working for Catholic. Anything they dial up, whether it's the play action or it's Landry keeping the ball or the jet sweep, and you've now got a chance to see all of their athletes out in space, all contributing, and this has been a rout in the first half.
Extra point try coming up for Robichaux. This is about as dominant of a half of football as we've seen, Jason.
No, I mean, everything. The defensive, the offensive side of the ball is working, and, for Coach Indes, I mean, he can't be any happier for his guys. Obviously, after their Thanksgiving meal and having that turkey, they begin to focus. I mean, it was all about focus all the way here. Here's the jet sweep, and really, again, nobody's even really getting a hand on him. I mean, that's walking into the end zone cleanly. And what that means on the wing tee is it starts up front, but then these H-backs, these other running backs, the receivers are blocking. They're getting to their guy down the field and really making things happen for this offense.
4 touchdowns in the second quarter for Catholic High, as our Gary Lewis property scoring drive. Coach Indes said they didn't have a good practice Thursday, but that's been kind of their thing. They don't practice well on Thursday, but
Well, don't start practicing well on Thursday. I wouldn't.
When the lights come on a Friday night, this team is special. Another one into the end zone. A couple of other scores. Curtis leading Scotlandville 8-0 at half. And then also Evangel leading Catholic High of Baton Rouge 7-0 in the second quarter.
Catholic High hanging around. I was curious if that one was going to stay close as well.
So 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line now. And if Newman can at least have some sort of positive momentum, they can get a quick strike here and score.
And I got one other score you're going to like, Jeff.
Butcher moving around in that pocket and just has to dump it off, and look out. You want to talk about putting the exclamation point on this first half? That was Noah Broussard laying the wood.
How about number 22 Live up 14-10 on number 3 Acadiana?
That would be huge, huge upset. Brent Beard, what a run they're having. Zachary's having its way with Airline. Broncos leading the Vikings 24-10. Butcher rolling out. Might just have to run it here. Now he throws and it's incomplete.
Yeah, you got to stop throwing it into traffic. I mean, look, if it's not open, you can't afford to force any balls right now. Not down in your own territory. You either got to take some big shots down the field, but you really are thin margin here. Can't have any more turnovers.
Catholic will get the ball to begin the second half too. Boy, this Newman offense on that opening drive was running exactly how they've been running all season long, and then there was a holding penalty there. And ever since then, the offense hasn't found any rhythm. They've had a few nice runs from James Poche, but it's been a grind, more than a grind. 3rd and 6. Butcher's got to run out of there. Butcher's going to pick up the first down as he slides at the 32. They have all 3 of their timeouts if they elect to use them here. Clock, of course, stops with the first down.
Well, Newman just needs something positive to happen in these last 30 seconds.
Butcher rolling out. And nobody's there. Nobody's open. And just outstanding defense here for the Panthers. I mean,
incomplete pass, 18 seconds remaining.
They have just played lights out. They have not given Newman an inch. They've been all over him.
No, they've made him work for everything. Life has not been comfortable for Butcher back in the pocket. And then, when he does have a little time to throw, the defensive backs for Catholic, give them credit. They're right there in coverage. And, really it's this little quick passing game that they can't get going because, they're such sure tacklers when these receivers get the ball that they just can't get any life to this offense.
18 seconds left in this first half. And now, boy, just
out of rhythm. I mean, he makes that pass 10 times out of 10, and you can tell he's just rattled a little bit.
Sutherland, 5'11", couldn't get up fast enough for that one. Now 12 of 26 for Butcher, 84 yards and an interception. Again, came into this game completing 70% of his passes, and right now he's under 50% for the evening. So 3rd and 10. And that one is complete to Sutherland. He gets out of bounds with 9 seconds. It's 4th down here.
At the 40-yard line on the far side.
And I'm assuming Nelson Stewart will go for it. And
it looks like he's sitting on the punting unit.
Yeah.
I think he's concerned with this.
Well, there's just no trust in that your defense is going to stop him if you don't get it.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. With
and
the
there's
big
no
playability.
confidence that your offense can
pick it up. Yeah.
Well,
So
if you got another little fake here, you might want to bring that out, but put your good punt, nobody back to return it. This will probably end the first half. And it does. What a first half for the Catholic High Panthers from New Iberia. 4 touchdowns in the second quarter. 2 long passes by Diallo Landry. 2 touchdowns from Jaden Stokes. And it is 35-0. And it's so far been a very good road trip for the fans from New Iberia. Let's send it down to the field in Garrett.
Coach, your defense has totally steamrolled Newman's offense. 5 punts forced, a turnover on downs, and an interception. You got to love their effort.
We're clicking, man. You know, I can't say enough because I can't tell you how much I respect this Newman team and to be able to do what we're doing. Defensively is fabulous. They're setting up our offense. I had a poor call, with the interception that we threw. Although Peter LeBlanc's our best receiver, what they're giving us is our backside of the backfield. They're just selling out. They're selling out to our run game, and they're just not covering our backside of the backfield, and, we're just taking advantage of it.
You scored on 5 of your last 6 possessions. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We're enjoying it.
All right, we'll let you get back. Thanks, Coach. Let's go back upstairs to Jeff and Jason.
Total domination for the Catholic High Panthers as they lead the Newman Greenies 35-0. The Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance halftime show will begin when we come back from Newman High School. This is Game Time on YurView.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Learn.
Show is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. Our Game Time Game of the Week has been a lopsided affair. The Catholic High Panthers from New Iberia beating up on the Newman Greenies 35-0, 347 yards of total offense for Catholic in that first half, averaging 18 yards a play. And they had a 96-yard touchdown pass in there. They had another long touchdown pass in there. Really the second quarter, everything went right for Catholic, and Newman is all out of sorts at this moment. We'll see if they can somehow regroup at halftime and still make a game of it. All right, let's now send it to an interview with one of our great sponsors here on the Game Time Game of the Week. That's Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Thanks so much, guys. Joined now by some of our wonderful friends at Peak Performance Physical Therapy. I'm here with Chris Purvis, and Chris, we see Peak Performance out on the field every Friday night, helping the athletes, getting them back out on the field. But today we're in the clinic with some behind-the-scenes action that you guys take care of on a week-to-week basis. What does that look like for some of our athletes?
Well, yeah, Jessica, when we're on the field helping with the athletic trainers, with the sports medicine team, it's more of an emergency management type stuff. Okay. We get to check the kids out on the field. Not a lot of treatment takes place there, but there's a lot of diagnosing and trying to figure out if somebody can go back to play. We deal with the issues like concussions and heat illness and cramping and stuff like that. But, during the week is where we do most of our work with the athletes. Okay. We get ankle sprains, we get muscle pulls and strains, a lot of that this time of year. We have knee injuries and shoulder injuries, but the vast majority of what we do as part of the sports medicine team as physical therapists is work with these kids during the week to try to get them ready to be able to play on Friday night.
Now, we see Peak Performance week in and week out, like you mentioned, at the games and here at the clinic. They're visiting you guys, but that's a partnership that has continued to grow strong year after year. Tell me a little bit about what makes that partnership so special and how it works.
Well, it's just a great way for us to be able to be a part of the community. We all love football. A lot of our therapists that cover at the games have played football. They love being out there. We get to work, like I said, as part of the sports medicine team. So we get to support the school. We get to support the physicians. You know, some schools have physicians there, some don't. Some schools have athletic trainers on the sidelines, some of them don't. So we try to be a resource for the school and a resource for the kids. And, you know, nobody likes to deal with injuries. That's the bad part of sports, but they obviously happen. And thank goodness most of them are fairly minor, and we can address those things in the clinic. And it's just great for us to be able to you know, walk out on a Friday night or to pick up the paper on a Saturday morning and read about one of our patients and, you know, playing well in a game.
Yep. Getting athletes back out on the field week in and week out. Chris Purvis, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Halftime here from Newman High School. Michael Lupin Field. Catholic High leading the Greenies 35-0. More of the Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance halftime show when we come.
Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the blue chip athlete to blue collar worker. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
If your business is looking for growth opportunities in the capital region, find out why Livingston Parish is the place to be. We have available sites, tremendous access to and from your facility. We have an excellent workforce pipeline, and our quality of life is second to none. To find out more, contact our office at 225-686-3982 or visit our website at ledc.net.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks, I'm good.
I'm delighted to tell you about Southshire today. It's a premier Baton Rouge community coming just east of Baton Rouge. It will have a diversity of home sizes, from townhomes to homes with zero lot lines, as well as estate homes. If you would like more information, please call us at 225-921-2427. We look forward to meeting you and showing you all the wonderful things that Southshire has to offer.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from those who serve aces to those who serve others. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
.com/learn.
Chilly night here in New Orleans, but Catholic High is red hot at the moment as the Panthers leading Newman at halftime 35-0. As we continue with the Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance halftime show, let's send it down to the field and Garrett Walver.
Thank you very much, Jeff. We're joined by our ITI Teacher of the Work, one of the faculty members of Catholic New Iberia, Father Brian Harrington. Father, what a special atmosphere out here tonight. Great opportunity for your alumni, your students to experience the playoffs.
Certainly, it's been a tremendous half for us so far. Having a lot of fun, yeah.
Talk to me about the environment at Catholic New Iberia, obviously a well-rounded, great education.
Absolutely. I've been there for about a year and a half now, and the big thing that I keep getting is how Catholic we are, and how unashamed and how vibrant the community is, and how we rally behind each other. We love each other. We have Mass every week. We have priests in the school teaching. We even have a religious sister teaching the school. It's just been a tremendous blessing to be a part of the whole thing. Yeah, certainly.
What's in the future for Catholic New Iberia? Obviously, you're high up in the school. What's in the future?
Well, We have a new principal coming in next year. Our old principal is retiring, so we're getting a new principal. We don't know who it's going to be, so we have a lot of prayers for that. So you guys pray for our new principal, whoever that might be. Besides that, though, we're just keep growing. We're just growing, and it's just a tremendous place to be. Yeah.
Looks like your football team might be headed to the Superdome. Thank you for your time. All right, we're joined now by Kenzie Hoffpower, a student at Catholic New Iberia who will graduate next spring. Kenzie, just talk about the atmosphere out here tonight. This is electric, and your team got off to a great start.
Wow, this is amazing. All of our students have been showing great support. Our football team has been having a great night. A few of our seniors have been, they've been working their butts off all season, and it's really paying off.
Talk to me about the number on your cheek. Who is that?
This is my friend Blake Marcantel. He doesn't really see the field very often, but he plays hard, and he has a good heart for the game.
Obviously part of the group that's got them out to a huge lead, 35-0. Talk about what you're interested in school and what you'll be doing post-graduation.
I play volleyball and softball. I've been playing varsity volleyball since my freshman year. I really love the sport, love the game. I'm hoping to go to La Tech and play for them and major in chemical engineering, but yeah.
Congratulations on all your success and your hard work.
Thank you very much.
Oh, man, what a great night so far here at Newman for Catholic New Iberia. We'll have more of the post-game show, but first, let's go back up top to Jeff and Jason.
All right, thanks a lot, Garrett. 35-0 is the score. Catholic High leading the Newman Greenies at this point, and really the first quarter was close. It was 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Newman had something going a little bit offensively. Newman had forced a turnover, but ever since that long touchdown pass of 96 yards that Catholic hit, as Diallo Landry hits a wide-open receiver, Newman has not recovered from that.
No, and the floodgates really opened, and not only that, give a lot of credit to Catholic on defense. They've really shut down, I wouldn't say shut down Poche, but they've made life difficult for him, as well as Butcher back there in the passing game. And so when you don't have that tandem and that combination going for Newman, it's really tough.
Well, a lot of times coaches will tell us going into a game, limit the big plays. That's exactly what Catholic has done here. They've given up a few first downs, but there has not been the huge, big pass plays or run plays that Newman has been able to get.
No, that's right. I mean, if you had told me, hey, Jason, after the first half, Catholic's going to have 350 yards of offense, I would have said, well, Newman's probably going to have 250 or 302, and it'd be a shootout. But, it's 35-0. 350 yards for Catholic and, 170 or so for Newman. And it's really been lopsided. But, Coach Stewart has to tell his boys, hey, look, it's a new game. It's 0-0. You're still playing to go to the Dome. And just like you had some big plays, maybe Newman can get back into this game somehow, some way.
Let's take a break. When we come back, more of the Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance Halftime Show as we continue from the Crescent City.
Attention to detail makes the world go round. At Baker Printing, our approach to the printing business is very simple. Treat it as if it were your own. That's not always an easy job, but it comes from the top down in our company. We thrive on the unique jobs. Bottom line, we take care of our customers' projects as if they were our very own. At Baker Printing, attention to detail makes our world go round.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Louisiana's best barbecue is Podna's, smoked to perfection for fall-off-the-bone good eating. Podna's Tailgate Spread features ribs, chicken, pork, and 2 sides for only $24.85. That's right, feed 3 to 5 people for only $24.85. Available now through November 25th. Podna's, fast service for dine-in or drive-through, world-famous baked beans, and party pack headquarters. Remember the brand, Podna's. 2 locations, Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
We continue with the Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance halftime show. It's 35-0, Catholic leading Newman. Let's send it down to Garrett Walvert, who has another special guest.
Thank you very much, Jeff. We're joined by the athletic director for Newman, Patrick Summerhour. What an incredible atmosphere out here tonight. I know your team was pumped coming in, and I mean, maybe a record crowd, too.
Yeah, it's certainly a large crowd. We anticipated it being a large crowd. Catholic High, they travel very well. In fact, they were here probably about 4 o'clock waiting in line. I think they had about 500 people here before our folks got here. So, yeah, packed house.
Can you talk about the overall success of your athletics program? I mean, division championships, district champs. It's just a very well-rounded athletic opportunity at Newman.
Yeah, well, obviously, the football team's had a great season. Volleyball team made it to the quarterfinals. Our swim team, the boys and girls, won state for the 3rd year in a row. And our cross-country teams had top 5 finishes. So it's been a strong, strong fall. Our winter soccer teams are defending state championships, both boys and girls. Basketball team's going to be solid. And then our girls basketball program is their 1st year back as a varsity team. So we're real happy about what's going on athletically here at Newman.
On the academic side, from pre-K to 12 all the way, this has to be one of the most well-rounded educations in the state of Louisiana at Newman.
Well, certainly we take our athletics seriously, but ultimately people send their kids here to get a great education. And we take a lot of pride in where we send our kids, whether it's to Ivy Leagues or the top-notch universities around the country. That is why we're here. Athletics is certainly a part of that, as is the arts, but ultimately it's to get a great education.
Well, I think your boys have a shot in the second half. They got to get it going quick.
Hope so. Thanks for having me.
Let's go back up top.
All right, thanks a lot, Garrett. Let's take a quick look here at your first half highlights from this one. And again, it started off as a close game. Newman had a good drive, and then eventually, though, Catholic started hitting big play after big play. Here was a turnover, though, in that first quarter, interception by Will Renoir. And Newman was getting their 7-8 yards a pop. Martin Butcher there surpassing Peyton Manning for the single season school passing record, but this is where the avalanche of points started for Catholic. Wide open is Trey Henry, 96 yards on the touchdown, and then they run basically the same play again, this time to Jaden Stokes. It's another touchdown. It's 21-0. Then Trey Henry around the jet sweep. No one gets a hand on him. He's into the end zone, and before you know it, it's 28-0. But the Panthers not done yet. An interception picked off by Warner Simone, the all-district linebacker, and then back into the end zone for Jaden Stokes, his 2nd of the night. And here's a look at the stats. Rushing yards, yeah, Newman has rushed more than Catholic High. Catholic High has 117 rushing yards, but the big total yards there, 347. And that's really the number, right? Total yards, 347 yards.
Yeah. They put up some big numbers, but really that's come off of a couple of plays, as you saw there in the highlights, and that play-action pass is really what's killing Newman.
Let's take a break. When we come back, second half kickoff from Newman High School. We'll be back after this. This is Game Time on YurView.
Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Hi, I'm Leighton Ricks, Livingston Parish President. Let me just tell you, I know we've suffered through the August floods, but we're coming back stronger than ever. Through tourism, through our Sheriff's Department, our schools, our Homeland Security Department, our LEDC through our commercial development, our real estate development. Everything you came to Livingston Parish for, schools, all are still there, doing more and bigger and better things than ever. Come on out to Livingston Parish. We're coming back. We are on the move. Livingston Parish is the place to be.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines, along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
We're just trying to make an impact whatever way we can.
Set to begin the second half from Newman High School, where the Greenies are down 35-0. Sam Moses has it teed up. And the Panthers 24 minutes away from getting back to the Dome for the first time since 2014. Catholic looking for its first state championship since 1962 when they beat Faraday 13-0 in the 1A title game, and the onside kick does not work out. We covered well. Catholic was ready for it. You kind of sense that that might be coming considering what the score is. And Harrison Schecksnyder, who's an offensive guard, handled that one like a wide receiver.
Yeah, it wasn't executed very well. Tried to do a little trickery, but at the end of the day, really never got a big hop and went much further down the field than you would have liked if you were going to have a shot at recovering. And now you got to hope that Catholic's offense has cooled off because they've got the ball back at near midfield.
Diallo Landry, 5 of 7 for 230 yards, a couple touchdowns and an interception. Ben Landry, 3 catches, 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. Here's Landry to the air again, and it's knocked away. Nice job there. Oh, and then a flag comes in. Renoir, who had an interception earlier in the season, earlier in the game, is hit with a flag here, I believe.
Now, I'm not so sure about this one. You know, a lot of times when defensive backs don't get their head around, they like to call the flag. But just because you don't turn your head around doesn't mean it's a penalty. And I really thought this was, in my first glance, I thought this was great coverage by Renoir. He stayed off the receiver, kind of a little fade route, and then at the last minute, knocked the ball away.
Pass interference, defense, 15 yards, automatic first down.
I'd love to know if we have another look at it. Here it is. And, this to me just looks like...
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's pretty good coverage. And, again, I think sometimes referees are too focused on whether or not that head gets around, and they want to call it just because you don't turn your head around. But not turning your head around, Jeff, is not a penalty. I don't like that one.
1st and 10 at the 36 now for the Panthers. That's the 4th penalty tonight for Newman. And a nice hit there and brought down quickly. One of the better defensive plays there. Eli Abramson, who's a fierce hitter at the linebacker position, made a nice hit there. Let's send it down to Garrett Walvert, who had a chance to talk with Newman's coach, Nelson Stewart.
The half was, he said, one bad half of football doesn't give you the right to play another bad half. It was 7-0 in the second quarter, and then the wheels came off. He's challenging his guys to give everything they have over these next 2 quarters and claw back in.
2nd down and 9. As the Panthers quickly come up to the line of scrimmage. Landry to throw. This time they got everyone covered, but he still finds Ben Landry, who has enough for a first down, to the 25.
And Ben Landry's another one of those gritty little do-it-all guys in this wing T offense. Can block for you. He'll carry the ball if he has to, and you can see him there getting out there and securing the catch and getting positive yards for his team, picking up the first down.
Well, he's played this position that he's currently at in this wing T offense for 4 years, and Coach Indes said the bigger the game, the more he gets the ball and the bigger plays he makes. 1st and 10 at the 25. Panthers on the move, already up by 35. Stokes gets it. Stokes turns the corner. and is probably have enough for a first down, but there is a flag back in what would have been the backfield for Catholic High.
Maybe a holding call.
84.
But I'm really wondering how, with Newman having everybody in the box, how they're beating them to the edge
Holding
here.
doing the run by the offense.
Well, Stokes is fast. I'll say that. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, you've got people on the outside, and you just.
And it's blocked really well, though. I mean, they're getting a hat on the hat.
You got to seal off that edge. They're over there in position, and they're getting whipped on the outside. I mean, you see it coming, and you can't stop it.
1st and 18 now after the holding penalty. Landry in shotgun formation, fakes the handoff to Stokes, winds up, throws deep, and a nice grab. What a catch by Peter LeBlanc inside the 5.
Well, and this is the other adjustment I would make. Anytime 29 there is lined up there, they're going to take a shot, at least a series of 2, to Peter LeBlanc. You've seen them do that already, and it's just one-on-one coverage, and they're comfortable with that, and they think, hey, if we throw it a half dozen times, 3 of them, we may come up with the catch, and thus far tonight, that's what they've been able to do, and you're not going to just keep I think they need to cheat a safety over. I know it's late now, but, cheat a safety over there.
29-yard pass play. Landry on the quarterback sneak, and he pushes his way into the end zone for another Panther touchdown.
Wow. I mean, this is just where they left off the first half. That's why it was so critical to get that onside kick. I mean, you give it to them at the 50-yard line, and, they're used to having drives of 70, 80, 90 yards, 50 yards. They don't even break a sweat on this one. And now it's just big Landry, just using his size, strength, and just pushing the Newman defenders back.
Robichaux has had quite a workout here, the place kicker for Catholic High. And it's now 42-0. 9:55 left to go in this third quarter. All Catholic High of New Iberia. We'll be back after this. This is Game Time on YurView.
Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
There could be a girl in the NFL, which that would be pretty amazing, but I mean, those guys are huge. Huge. So I mean, that girl has to be also huge. I'm pretty sure, let's hope. I don't think anytime soon, but I'm pretty sure one of these days that a girl's gonna get in there.
Game Time on Your LA is brought to you by Livingston Parish President Leighton Ricks welcomes one and all to one of the fastest growing parishes in Louisiana, Livingston Parish, the place to be. Monogram Express, we make ordinary gifts extraordinary, and by Louisiana Lift. At Louisiana Lift, we're always on call. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQueer, and Garrett Walver back on the sidelines. Catholic High putting a big time beat down on Newman right now, 42-0. Here's the kick by Robichaux, will be taken at the 4-yard line. On the return is Dylan Hill, and Hill can't even get back to the 20. Even the coverage teams here for the Panthers doing an outstanding job.
Well, Catholic has come here to take care of business, and thus far they've done that. And you see the tough night that Butcher has had. Just not used to what his numbers would usually be. 13 for 27, 91 yards. It's been a real struggle for him. Just has not been able to get comfortable in this game.
So it'll start from the 18-yard line on their first drive of the second half. And Butcher will get it to the outside, and here's Sutherland. Sutherland to the 24-yard line. 6-yard play. It seems like Catholic High's got 12 guys on defense and Newman has 10.
Yeah, they're everywhere. And, here's the little kind of quick screen here, trying to get Sutherland going out into space and, running it back into the teeth of that defense.
And running into his own guy, too. Second and a long 4. On the delay, Poche weaving his way through the Catholic defense. This young man will not give up here tonight.
No, there's no quitting him. He's run the ball hard all night. But let's see if Newman can get a little tempo going here. Let's see if they can be a little bit faster pace, not be so lethargic out there. You got to get a lot of scores, and hey, give it everything you got. Leave it all out on the field.
From the 36-yard line now, after the 12-yard run, Poche 16 carries for 84 yards on the night. And keeping it here is Butcher, and this play is not going to end up very good. He loses a yard, and again, you talked about it the last time Catholic had the ball. The Panthers' ability to get to the outside and get the edge and go upfield. Every time Newman has tried to get to the outside, there's 4 or 5 Panther defenders there.
That's right, and they're reaching way down deep into their playbook if they're going to start having Butcher run some quarterback keepers. We were in our conference call, they said they don't even really design that for Butcher. And so, they're just trying anything they can to get a little spark, a little life into this offense.
Second down and 11. Butcher to throw. Deep and nearly intercepted by Brock Romero, the 2-year starter. Big-time baseball player this Brock Romero is. LSU Eunice recruiting him. He runs well, good tackler, sets all the coverages back there.
And there goes your 12 or 13 defenders out there, because it was nothing but white shirts. It almost looked like Butcher was just throwing it up there for grabs. Had 2 receivers in the same area, and obviously drew the attention of Catholic. And another good defensive play there, as you mentioned, by Romero.
Third down and 11. They've had a lot of third and longs tonight, too. Butcher over the middle, and did he catch it? Yes, he did. That'll be a first down over the middle. Nice grab by Story Charbonnet, the 3-year starter, who has some good hands, probably the best hands on the team. Had a defender draped all over him, but he still caught it for a first down for Newman.
And that was a big-time throw by Butcher. He shows you that, his talent and, pressure. It's a long throw over the middle, had some heat on it, and it was accurate.
Pump fake. Butcher's going to run and got to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Nicely done there defensively. Armand LeBlanc tripped him up right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, and I'd still like to see Newman be a little bit faster here. I mean, they're just kind of walking back to the huddle and, taking their time here. I'd like to see them, a little bit faster, a little bit more bump in their step here.
And when you have gone 11-0 and now find yourself down 42-0, it is a cold shower, right? Cold water to the face. Butcher running again across the 50. Garrick Arsenault there to make sure he goes out of bounds. We saw Arsenault had the wind knocked out of him earlier in the game. So another third down, and again, kind of a third and long here, but this is 4-down territory now. You're on Catholic side of the field.
Absolutely. I mean, at this point, you have nothing to lose, and to take advantage of each possession. And really, they're opening this thing up a little bit more, letting Butcher kind of sling it around. If not, see if he can get it with his legs.
3rd and 5. Newman is 5 of 12 on third downs. That number is actually a little better than I thought it was. Poche made one man miss and then dropped the ball, but recovered it. But he's shy of the first down. That's the kind of night it's been for Newman. Looked like he was going to get the first down and much more, and then he just dropped the football.
Well, it looked like a hand got in there, and you're right. He would have picked up. It was a great move in the hole here. Watch this quick move. Boom, right there, and then I just swiped at it a little bit, and he would have clearly picked up the first down.
Arsenault got a hand in there, knocked it out of Poche's hand. 4th and 1. Butcher on the quarterback sneak, and he's got the first down.
He'll pick it up. Here's where I'd like to see him get up and let's go. Come on, guys. You know, you Butcher, you're supposed to be the leader. Let's get up. Let's run some plays here.
So now the ball is at the 43-yard line.
Let's take a shot down the field.
Butcher, quick pass, and dropped. Murray Calhoun, a junior, 59 catches on the season. He's really fast. Unable to make the grab.
First down there, yeah, I'd really like to see him taking a shot, you know. You got a fresh set of downs. You got to force the issue now. You're well beyond just the comfortable nature of your offense and its usual rhythm. You gotta really force the issue.
2nd and 10. Poche in motion. They set the screen and another drop pass by Dylan Hill. We're right next to the Newman coaches box here in the press box at Michael Lupin Field, and they kind of reacted to that one like, are you serious? We run that play 1,000 times this year.
I've seen that reaction a lot from him tonight, Jeff. It's not there. I mean, you know, sometimes it's just not your day. It doesn't click, and you know, sometimes when you have these holiday weeks too, I mean, you probably look back and say, hey, did we do anything any differently? You know, could we have practiced differently? Could we have set the week up differently? Just wonder what happens to your club.
3rd and 10, Butcher to the near side. What a great play. Knocked away by Trey Amos. Brent Indes said something very interesting about Amos when we spoke with him this week. Back in 2014, when Catholic played Calvary in the state championship game, they had a young man by the name of Greedy Williams on that Cavaliers team. And Brent Indes said, Trey Amos reminds me of Greedy Williams.
Well, he sure did on that play, and that's high praise because Greedy Williams is getting it done. And kind of rangy and looks like him a little bit, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly what Coach Indes said, just kind of a rangy guy. 4th and 10. Butcher has all day to throw. He'll go deep in the end zone. He's got a man. Touchdown, Greenies. Placed perfectly in there, Jermon Sutherland.
Well, that's what I'd like to see. I would have liked to seen it in some earlier downs, but good for Newman there. You see some of the fans finally something to be excited about, and when Butcher has time and he's got a receiver open, you can see he can really deliver a very good football, a good blocking up front. He had time to step into this one and really just throws a perfect post route right in there to Sutherland.
5th touchdown catch of the season for Sutherland, and 30 touchdown passes now for Butcher. A 42-yard pass play, and now on the extra point try is Sam Moses. He is 48 of 52 on extra points now that he knocked that one through. So Newman is finally on the scoreboard. Now their defense needs to come up with a stop. 42-7 is our score. This is Game Time on YurView.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines, along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
Do you need to say great job, congratulations, or way to go? Crown Trophy on Sherwood Forest Boulevard in Baton Rouge has the trophy, plaque, acrylic, or crystal award you're looking for. Whether it's for your team, business, or church, come to Crown Trophy. We guarantee the highest level of customer service, and there's no charge for rush orders or trophy engraving. We're nationally known and locally owned. Visit us online to view our catalog at www.crowntrophy.com.
Learn.
Touchdown catch there by Sutherland. He's a sophomore. And this young man, he's going to have a really good career at Newman before it's all said and done. Had a big playoff game as a freshman over Dunham. He's got 8 catches in this game for 103 yards. They try to drop one in there. The ball's still loose down there. Quite a pile for it at the 23-yard line. Newman claims they have it.
Wow, let's see.
That was a well-executed kick there, as Catholic was anticipating the onside kick, and he kicked it over 2 lines, and it's Panthers football. There's like one white jersey there among 6 green ones, but yet Catholic High gets it, Noah Broussard.
Well, initially there was a lot of white jerseys, but they all scrambled around. It looked like the ball kept moving. You're right, Jeff. See, they tried to just pooch it in behind them, and none of them, they just all bumped into each other. And the ball just, nobody fields it cleanly, and the ball kind of just stays loose down there. And good effort there by Newman trying to get their hands and steal a possession.
Let's look at our scoring drive here. Is Sutherland something to smile about? Getting the TD catch, as our scoring drives in the third quarter brought to you by Monogram Express. Catholic's offense back to work here. Not much happening there on that run right up the middle. Only a pickup of a couple of yards. Ben Landry, I think, was on the carry, and it was Ben Landry, the senior. And in on the stop was Bobby Moore.
Well, you'd have to think Indes's mentality at this point, getting that big score at the start of the second half, is let's chew up this clock, and don't turn the football over. Hold on to it. Let's pound it. And let's try to get back on this bus and get ready for the Superdome.
2nd out and 8. Landry under all kinds of pressure had to throw it away. 2 Greeny defenders were there as they brought everything in the kitchen sink, and I think they're going to call intentional grounding there. There wasn't a Catholic player within 5 square blocks of that pass. And I say that because we're in a residential area here at Newman.
Speaking of blocks, hard to find parking space around here, you know? Oh, boy, I walked a few to get here. I'm not used to that. I like
intentional grounding, 5-yard loss of down, foul from the spot.
You can take the boy out of Baton Rouge, but you can't take the Baton Rouge out of the boy.
Where's my big parking sign that says Jason DeQueer, you know? You know?
This is the city. This is a city here, Jason.
Then you get out your car and you look around. Am I in somebody's driveway or what, you know? It's all right. I love New Orleans.
3rd down and a long way to go. Landry throwing deep to LeBlanc, and it's incomplete. Did that hit off the helmet of Renoir?
Yeah, Renoir's been, I mean, look, he's played good out there in coverage tonight. LeBlanc's come down with a couple of them, but he's really played good. He's been there every time, and you know, I think
that's exactly how he defended it last time when he got a pass interference.
So I was getting ready to say, I think the referees probably talked that last one over and said, okay, look, you know, I'm not going to flag it this time, and I think the last time was good coverage as well.
Peter LeBlanc gets run into. That might be the 15-yard penalty too, but it might still not be enough for a first down. It's not an automatic first down. 27-yard punt as LeBlanc got crushed by
personal
Alex
foul,
Favron.
roughing the kicker on the defense.
It is an automatic first down on that one. Yeah, that's a good call.
You just got to lay out there and get that football. Had a clean shot to the football there. Was Alex Favre. And really, that's where, if you're going to get your team back into it, you got to just make sure you lay out and get your hands on it.
Well, Nelson Stewart's probably saying, can we start this one over again?
Yeah, I'm sure.
This is not how my team has played at all this year.
Or can I wake up from this bad dream?
Yeah. And they were going to get good field position and maybe chance to try to claw their way back in this thing.
And I'm really shocked. I mean, I'd be shocked if Catholic puts the ball back up in the air like they did last drive. You'd think that with the lead and just secure it, run the clock, and move on.
At the 31, there's a fumble, and Stokes picks it up.
I mean,
Catholic
unbelievable.
getting a little sloppy.
Yeah, so we saw the onside almost recovered, intentional grounding.
Brent Indes just called timeout.
I was about to say, you know, he may want to, hey, look, we are not out of this yet. You're losing your focus here.
This is the first negative play for Catholic High offensively all night long as far as that negative yardage.
Yeah, he's saying, look.
Yeah, that's
giving it to him.
That's a stern talking to. We'll be back after.
Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from long drivers to unlucky drivers. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Sports in America is one of those rare things that brings everybody together.
When those lights come on, it doesn't matter what's been going on at home, at church, in the community. It's just an amazing experience just to see the camaraderie that Friday nights bring.
And that's why sports is such a valuable tool to society, to America.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the soccer star to the soccer mom. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
/learn.
Well, if Catholic High can hold on to this victory, they will play the winner of Notre Dame and Riverside, and it's a barn burner over in Crowley. Notre Dame leading Reign 34-31 with 9 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Here, it's all Catholic High, and look at that. It's there again. Ben Landry gets past the linebackers, and another big play. Newman has not been able to figure out this play all night.
No, again, just not accounting for some of these backs in passing situations and just sneaking them out of the backfield. And these are just easy throws for Landry to complete, just tossing it out there, making sure that his guy can get it, and just wide open. Now, Newman has played almost this entire game without a safety. I mean, they've brought people in the box thinking the run game, and really it's the passing game that's burned them.
Nelson Stewart told us beforehand as Landry now has 306 yards passing. I'll get to my point here in a second as Stokes will run the ball. Flag down. This is probably coming back. So he got up to the 17. But when you're going up against a wing T offense, very much like when you're going up against an option offense, because there's misdirection counters and all that, jet sweeps, you got to know your assignment. Tonight, Newman has not. They've too many blown assignments in this game.
On the offense.
Dustin Knopfnagel is the defensive coordinator for Newman. His first year, he was a grad assistant at UL Lafayette last season, and Nelson Stewart was singing his praises to us earlier in the week. And they'll watch this tape a lot, I think, during the offseason, because they got to get over this Catholic High hump. This will be the third time now since 2014 that the Panthers have bounced the Greenies out of the playoffs.
That's right, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So, you know, I don't know if it's mental or what it is, but you're right. You got to block that out and, you know, eventually, as you said, get over this big bump in the road.
So 1st and 19 after the holding penalty. And they'll throw deep. LeBlanc gets behind the defense, catches it in stride. Touchdown, Panthers.
Wow, I tell you what, I mean, Catholic is not letting its foot off the gas. That's what that timeout was about, probably, with Coach Indes saying, this thing is not over. You're getting sloppy. Let's get back to doing what we do. And LeBlanc's been doing it all night. And I tell you what, some of these throws were wide open, but Landry has really put the ball exactly where it needs to be each time. This is a great throw by him. Give credit to LeBlanc for reeling it in, but I mean, this just is thrown perfectly in stride, and that's not that's a 20, 30-yard shot down the field. So Landry's been very efficient, throwing the ball beautifully tonight.
49-yard touchdown pass. LeBlanc, his 11th touchdown catch of the season. Diallo Landry, what a ball game for him. Nicholls State, one of the schools that's taken a hard look at him as far as recruiting. Nicholls got a big FCS playoff game tomorrow against South Dakota. Let's go down to the field and Garrett Walver.
Thank you, Jeff. Catholic New Iberia was the #1 overall seed in 2014. They beat Northlake Christian and Newman and advanced to the Superdome and the Prep Classic. They had to match up against a very good Calvary Baptist team that year and played them very tough, 27-24. They ended up losing the title game to right now current Ole Miss quarterback Shea Patterson. The freshmen on that team are now seniors. They are in great position to make 2 trips to the title game. That would be 3 title games in the last 7 years under Coach Indes. Pretty impressive.
Don't forget Brent Indes also brought Karen Crow to the state championship game back in 2011. You know, we saw a really good head football coach last week in David Brewerton. This guy right here is he is an elite head football coach at this level. He's had a lot of success, 49-11 at Catholic High. This will be win number 170 in his career. On the return, Murray Calhoun gets up to the 34-yard line.
Well, it's been a good week for the Catholics. Indes over at Catholic, Brewerton from Catholic High. And Catholic High Baton Rouge blocked a punt for a touchdown to go up on Evangel.
7-6.
Actually, I'm looking now, and it may be 13-6.
It's a final in Livingston Parish. Acadiana beats Live Oak 17-14. So
that was a good ball game.
Wrecking Rams back in the semifinals, but what a great year for Brent Beard and the Live Oak Eagles to get to the quarterfinals. And we saw Live Oak twice this season, and I go back to when we saw them in the Jamboree, and I asked Coach Beard, what do you want? What's the next step with your program as you're trying to build something special there in Livingston Parish? He said he wanted to get his team to the quarterfinals, get them practicing during Thanksgiving week. That's the expectation, that you get to that Thanksgiving week practice, and that's what they were able to do this season as a 22 seed, beating teams like Sulphur and East Ascension.
Well, he did something that got their minds right between the end of the regular season and the start of the postseason, because I tell you what, that was an incredible run by Live Oak and just continually knocking off people week to week and really played Acadiana down to the wire.
Hahnville leads Covington 31-21, so if Hahnville wins, they'll play Acadiana in Scott, Louisiana next week in the semifinals of the 5A playoffs.
It looks like Zachary's led Airline back in the game, 27-24.
But Zachary is leading that game. It was tied at 24 a second ago, 18-yard pass play, and Catholic High now has taken a 14-6 lead over Evangel as the Bears have scored on a block punt and now a pick 6. Curtis is beating Scotlandville fairly handedly last time I looked. Butcher throwing deep to the end zone again. Tie ball goes to the defense that time.
That's an interception.
Brock Romero with a great interception, his 5th of the season.
Yeah, he just went up and just took that ball away. It was going to be a 50-50 ball, and Romero, who we featured at the outset of this game, big-time baseball players, made a couple big plays, and really this ball kind of hung up there a little bit on Butcher. You can see there, and it gives Romero time to get over there, and you can tell who won that, the center fielder, the baseball player, and he just goes and gets this thing and says, hey, that's my football, and we want this win.
If you want to play to define the entire game, that's it right there, right?
Yeah, it's look, they've just taken it. They've taken this game to Newman. He took that football away.
So Panthers have the ball, and they'll run it straight up the gut here. The flag comes in late. That's Ben Landry on the carry.
Liam Rowan in on the stop along.
Holding doing the run, offense.
When you look at this Catholic High team, man, they got some good seniors here with Stokes, Landry, well, both Landrys, DL Landry and Ben Landry. There's a lot of juniors and sophomores on this team, too. Peter LeBlanc's a junior. On defense, several juniors, Warner Simone, Trey Amos, a sophomore.
Well, that, and look, I didn't see the Notre Dame Catholic game, but I would have to imagine, Jeff, this is a completely different team since that point when they were shut out by Notre Dame, and this team is much better.
This team has scored, this Catholic team we're talking about right here, has scored 50 or more points in all but 2 games this season. I mean, think about that. Well, that they have just been that impressive. Actually, I'm sorry, scored 40 or more points in all but 2 games. They got shut out by Notre Dame, and then they beat Assumption in a game 22-0 or Ascension Episcopal, excuse me. They beat Ascension Episcopal 22-0 in a game where it was all muddy, rain, and all that kind of stuff.
I see in your notes over there, what week was the Notre Dame game?
That was week 4.
Was it week 4?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of football after that, so, you know, and he said, look, he kind of revamped the offense a little bit and doing things a little differently.
Landry going deep, incomplete that time.
Miscommunication again, but I tell you what, they have not shied away from this matchup with LeBlanc out there.
Well, I can see why they came into this season. They got all these playmakers. They got LeBlanc, you got Stokes, Ben Landry. We've seen Trey Henry do his thing here tonight, and you want to get all those guys involved.
Yep.
And they kind of went away from the wing T principles. So now they're back at it, and still some shotgun, but they've been getting a lot of explosive plays. And then the other thing is that they've blown out pretty much every team they faced this season, other than losing to Catholic High. So a guy like Stokes,
along with Preston Schnell,
he's got 1,236 yards on the season, but he's averaging 12 yards a carry. So he's done that with limited carries. So this is a team that is fresh here Thanksgiving week, and now you're going to give them an extra week off. And then they won't play until a week from Thursday in the state championship game.
Well, and the other thing is they've been able to hide Diallo Landry as a runner. You know, because he has not had to run the ball a whole lot. And you know he's got great speed if he's out there playing cornerback as well. And really, that keeps him fresh. And I don't think many teams have seen the full package. In fact, we were talking to Indes. He said, look, Landry probably could be our leading rusher on the team. I just don't have to use him like that.
Let's go back down to the field and Garrett Wahlberg.
49 points in back-to-back playoff games. Newman won big last week, 37-7 over St. Thomas Aquinas. This game last year, 49-21 in favor of Catholic New Iberia. Now, if Notre Dame wins over Riverside, the Pioneers would host by virtue of their #1 overall seed, Catholic New Iberia, of course, the 3.
De La Salle, a winner tonight. They beat St. Thomas More, so they advanced to play in their first state title game since 1961. Congratulations to them. The Cavaliers and their fan base, they'll pack the dome for sure. And St. Thomas More, the defending champs in Division II, Jim Hightower's team, their season ends one step away from getting back to the dome. And they will most likely play U High. Last time I looked, U High was leading St. Charles Catholic. 34-7, the Cubs leading. Here, almost another interception if Romero didn't fall down. And see, as an outfielder, you can't backpedal.
Well,
he should have known that.
Well, he was following the receiver, Charbonnet, and the ball was thrown there. Obviously, miscommunication. The ball was thrown so far away from the wide receiver, he had to try to make an adjustment to go and get it. Turn those hips and run.
3rd down and 7 now. $15 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Dylan Hill for a 1st down. And Hill refuses to go down. So that should probably be the final play of the 3rd quarter. The Catholic High Bears just 12 minutes away from going back to the dome. They'll make this trip again. to New Orleans again a week from Thursday. All the state championship games will be played during a 3-day period, all on the same weekend. And on that first day, it will be Division 4, Division 3, and Class 1A playing on that Thursday. 49-7 is the score. High hopes for Newman coming into this game, but they have run into a buzzsaw. The Big Red Machine has been powerful tonight. Brent Indest and company, they're on their way back to the Dome. We'll be back after this.
Headquarters. Remember the brand. Partners. 2 locations. Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Hello, this is JT with Livingston Tourism. I just want to encourage you to come out and see us. We are just east of Baton Rouge on Interstate 12. We have Bass Pro, beautiful hotels, RV parks. So if you're looking for just a weekend getaway, you can come see us. Or if you're just traveling, stop by. We have restaurants, shopping, antique district, Jubin Crossing, golf. Anything you want to do, we have it here in Livingston Parish, so come see us. For any of our events, you can visit us at livingstontourism.com or on social media.
In a lot of ways.
Game time on YurLA. As we begin this 4th quarter from Newman High School, is brought to you by Livingston Parish Economic Development Council, reminding you that Livingston Parish is the place to be. By Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. And by Gary Lewis Properties, from apartments, condominiums, and townhomes. Gary Lewis Properties, a top provider in Baton Rouge of residential and commercial property for rent. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuire, and Garrett Walvard. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. And it's been a very good day for Catholic High as they've been feasting on Newman. Butcher running around. And the pass, was he able to make the grab there, or did it hit the ground? Incomplete. Story Charbonnet. Unable to make the grab. Let's see if he was able to make the catch here. Not a pretty pass.
Close.
Close.
Yeah. Couldn't tell if he did a little one hopper. That was his hand under there.
Right, right. But for Newman, nothing has gone right tonight, so why do you think they're going to get the call there?
Right.
Second and 10 at the 32. Poche, haven't seen him carry the ball in a while. Gets about 5. Well, for Newman here, what a special season it's been. To go undefeated in the regular season after a tough year last year. They got beat up a little bit, but still made a little noise in the playoffs. They beat Dunham in what was probably the best playoff game of the year last year. But they still suffered several losses during the course of the season. They lost to Country Day. They went 6-5. They lost 4 in a row at one point a year ago, which had never happened before. And coming into this season, there were some that were predicting Newman would finish 3rd in their district, behind the likes of a Riverside or South Plaquemines or someone like that.
Well, and keep in mind, Butcher's just a junior, so, I mean, he's got another season. He breaks the single season record here at Newman and is going to come back next year. So the engine to this offense is going to be fine.
1st and 10. Pass by Butcher there. Caught by Charbonnet, who's playing his final high school football game, gets 5. But many had thought that this was the year for Newman to finally get to the Dome. And it's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure for young kids to try to accomplish something that Peyton Manning has never done, Odell Beckham has never done, Eli Manning has never done, leading this Newman team to a state championship game. Poche on the carry. And again, as Catholic High continues just to string it along, Noah Broussard by the shirt tail throws him out of bounds.
But you know, Jeff, if my history is right, and I did not look this up, Peyton Manning does not have a state championship as a football player, but I believe he has one as a basketball player here. And he had the guy by the name of Randy Livingston that played with him as a teammate, and I think together they actually won a state championship in basketball.
And I would think when Nelson, obviously there's going to be huge disappointment for the Greenies. This one is going to be tough to swallow here for a while as Butcher's pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage. As ferocious Catholic defense continues, Gilbo knocking that one down. But when he reflects on this year, I would think he probably looks at it as another building block in trying to get Newman to that ultimate goal of a championship game. Here they went undefeated this season. Rebounded from a tough year a year before. And as you mentioned, you got Butcher coming back. You got Sutherland coming back. Calhoun comes back. TJ Bush is a really fast running back who we have not seen tonight. He'll most likely replace James Poche. So a lot to build with still going into next season. 4th and 6 here for Newman. Butcher towards the end zone, knocked away. Great defensive play. Brock Romero there once again. It is a no-fly zone, isn't it?
He's been there all night and just been back there. Anything deep, he's been protecting that territory and covering a lot of ground. Speedy, not tall, but, you know, a good football player, always around the ball. And again, here, it looks like he's open, but there comes Romero flying in there and not just trying to knock it down, he's trying to intercept the football.
Why not? He already has one tonight, 5 on the season.
And you know, Jeff, to your comments earlier, one of the things that I think Newman is going to have to improve on if they want to make it over the hump right now, and I think they're still considered a finesse football team. You know, they line up in this spread and they sling it around, and although Poche runs very physical, I think when you get this deep, even in Division III, you know, Catholic is just out-physicaled them. You know, when you start talking about the Notre Dames, they're very physical football teams, and I think that's probably where they're going to have to improve. They've got to shut down the run, and they've got to be able to run the football a little bit better if they're going to beat the likes of some of these schools.
You're right. Their defense they got to hand it to them tonight. They're allowing just 13 points a game, and they got pushed around on the line of scrimmage. And then a lot of the mental mistakes, the blown assignments, as Liam Rowan, the leading tackler on that defense, 54 tackles on the season, in on the stop there, but still a first down run for the Panthers.
And you know, people like to call them yaks or racks, yards after the catch, runs after the catch. Catholic New Iberia said none of that tonight. I mean, you normally get it to these receivers out in space, and they make people miss, and that's where I thought this defense by Catholic was just so clean and so crisp that even though, you know, Butcher's going to have a lot of completions, but they were tackling these wide receivers in space.
8:20 left to go. First down. Landry keeps it here, gets a couple. Well, this Catholic boy is going to have to go to church on Sunday, Jason, because Catholic New Iberia gets the win here tonight, and the Catholic Bears go up to Shreveport and get the win.
Wow.
14-6 over Evangel. So it'll be Catholic High and John Curtis in the Division I state championship game 2 Saturdays from now.
And I didn't think that would happen. I mean, you know, hats off to Gabe Fertitta and the Catholic High Bears, but, you know, they've been able to do this without a lot of offense. Their defense has just been stepping up night after night, and tonight, again, a block touchdown, punt for a touchdown, and then a pick six for a touchdown, and that's how they get on the board. And so you just gotta credit that defense and just finding a way to win.
Trey Henry on the carry. He's had a really good game, huh?
He has. He's been in the end zone a couple of times, and I tell you what, when we were seeing some of the highlights of him running the football, just a smooth runner. Doesn't look like he's running fast, just kind of one of those guys that look like they just glide when they run.
Over on the non-select side, Rain beating Cecilia tonight, 35-21, so that's a huge step for that Wolves program. Carr beat Northwood tonight, 34-6. Well, Richwood beating, nice run there by Landry. Big upset in 3A as the top seed Sterlington falls to Richwood, 15-14. So the number 1 seed done in 3A.
First down.
West Monroe beat Barb 31-17. So the Rebels are still undefeated, the top seed in 5A.
Do you have the Zachary score? Have you said it already?
I've not seen the Zachary score.
Let's see.
1st and 10 at the 47. On the run this time is LeBlanc. Does everything there and is shouldered out of bounds by Sam Moses, a 3-year starter in that defensive secondary.
Well, thank you, Patrick, the producer in my ear there, telling me 34-24. Zachary is up over Airline. 4th quarter.
Also in 3A, 5th-seeded Kaplan beating St. James 39-22. So good night for the Acadiana area with both Kaplan and Catholic High winning here tonight, and Acadiana winning. U High beat St. Charles Catholic 34-14. Chad Mahaffey and the Cubs back in the state championship game where they'll play.
That's setting up for a good. That's setting up for a good one.
Those two have been on a collision course all season long.
If you were Vegas, how would you kind of spread that one, Jeff?
Ooh. I'll go with De La. We have not seen U High this season, unfortunately. De La Salle, we've seen. De La Salle is really good. I think this is their year. So I'll have to give the edge to De La Salle just because I've seen them play. It's really the bottom line to it. But Catholic's really good. Or U High's really good. Beat Zachary. And that gives you an idea of how good U High is.
Well, we just got word that the other side of this bracket is done. Notre Dame will be in the Superdome. Looks like they will be
41-31 over Riverside.
They will be awaiting Catholic New Iberia. And look, that's going to be a rematch. That's going to be
throw out that 37 and up score earlier this season.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean anything.
The only thing it means is Catholic's going to be teed off. They're going to be thinking about it. And so if that gives you a little edge, so be it. But I tell you what, this Catholic team looks good. It looks good. I know the history of Notre Dame football. I think you're going to have a good contest down there.
And 2 great coaches. You got one Hall of Fame coach in Louis Cook. And I'm telling you, Brett Indest, this guy's going to end up, whether it's in the High School Football Hall of Fame, the Louisiana High School Hall of Fame, or the Louisiana Hall of Fame. He is that good of a head coach.
He is. Everywhere he goes, he wins.
When I started doing games here, Jason, it was about 2004. I honestly kind of lost track.
2000, I think I was 5.
You're not that much older than me. But he went to Crowley, and he just and let's face it, Crowley. If you're a good football player in Crowley, where are you going to go? You're going to go to Notre Dame, right?
That's right.
But he took what he had there at Crowley and made that team a winner. They went undefeated. I remember they went 10-0 one year. And Crowley has not been as successful since then. Tried a little college football coaching there, went to Louisiana Tech. And now I know he's happy as heck to be coaching at his alma mater, Catholic High. They get strong support. I mean, just look at the amount of fans that came to this game. It's a stunning, unbelievable. Diallo Landry, why not? Dial it up one more time. Peter LeBlanc inside the 5. Well, Notre Dame will have 2 weeks to prepare for the pass, play action fake, and the pass over the middle. Whether it's to LeBlanc, whether it's to Trey Henry, Jaden Stokes, the Pioneers will figure out how to defend this.
And look, you're right. Indes may be a Hall of Fame coach, but I tell you, you know how I feel about this. 3 minutes left in the game, 49-7. I tell you what, I'm LeBlanc. I'm pulling him on the sideline. Number 2, there's no way he's running a play for me right now, because it only takes one little deal. You know you're going to the Dome, and I'm getting these guys out of here, and I'm going to keep them fresh. Maybe they're going to kneel it here. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of respect between these two head coaches. good friends, roomed together as coaches at the Manning Passing Academy. Talk to each other 2 or 3 times a week. And again, Catholic High has Newman's number. This will be the 3rd time since 2014 the Panthers have eliminated the Greenies in the playoffs.
Yeah, the two coaches says it's bittersweet. I mean, you're happy that you won, but they go right back to being best of friends, and you feel sorry for the guy across the way. But you know, there's no doubt who Coach Stewart is going to be pulling for when it comes time for Catholic and Notre Dame to tee it up. These guys really like keeping in touch with each other.
But this one will stink for Newman. I would think out of all their playoff disappointments, when you run the table in the regular season, you're the number 2 seed, the expectation is that you will play in the state championship game. And this one will be tough for Newman to get over. And for the Panthers, a week from Thursday couldn't get here fast enough, because they would right now, they would jump in that bus and go to Crowley right now and play Notre Dame if they could.
That's right. That's right.
Put the football down at 1 a.m. and suit it up, and let's see who wins.
That's right. They're going to be looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead, Jeff.
Well, I was just going to say, for Catholic now, I mean, this is something a little different where you have all the, before, remember, they used to do all the select games next week, and you didn't have another long break. You just had one.
Yep.
They had a bye in the first round of the playoffs, and then they played last week, and they beat a good Calvary Baptist team. I mean, even though Calvary Baptist was is a 6 seed, Coach Indes will tell you that team's got more talent than Notre Dame. Notre Dame's just a better team.
Well, and the other thing I was going to say about Coach Indes, when we talked to him, he really put the blame of that Notre Dame game on himself.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, look, there were some things that I did with my offense that I should not have done. And you could tell he really wanted another crack at him because he felt like, hey, it would be a different ball game. Well, he's going to get that opportunity.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll wrap things up here from New.
To tell you about Southshire today. It's a premier Baton Rouge community coming just east of Baton Rouge. It will have a diversity of home sizes, from townhomes to homes with 0 lot lines, as well as estate homes. If you would like more information, please call us at 225-921-2427. We look forward to meeting you and showing you all the wonderful things that Southshire has to offer.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
The speed you need today and tomorrow, right by your side.
Brent Indes, congratulations to him and the Catholic High Panthers. They're on their way to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome once again as they return after losing to Calvary Baptist there in 2014 in what was a really good game. Catholic had a good team, but that Calvary Baptist team had Shea Patterson, Greedy Williams. They had a running back, Orlando Bradford, who went to Arizona, who ended up getting in trouble with the law, but he was a good running back. And Catholic will be trying to win its first state championship since 1962 as Poche playing his final minute of high school football. What a career this young man has had. Over 1,200 yards rushing this season, 22 touchdowns on the year. And again, he'll go to an Ivy League school, maybe Air Force, a school like that. A smart kid with the 3.6 GPA. Craig Brody, defensive coordinator. That guy deserves a...
Yeah.
He deserves something. Assistant coach of the week or something, because he has shut down this Newman offense. To think that you can hold them to just 7 points.
Wow.
And Craig Brody was the head coach of Catholic when they had Josh Dworzik and Mitch Joseph, remember him, the tight end at LSU?
Absolutely.
Those were some good Catholic High teams that got to the semifinals but never able to get to the Dome.
Now if I'm Indes, I'm wondering if I'm about to get a real cold shower. And it's brisk out there. I even see you, Chicago native, up here. You found your jacket in the press box here. You know.
Got it out of the mothballs.
Yes, there you go. I started out with mine on. I tell you what, I'm gonna start being on the Powerade, the ice bucket lookout here.
Yeah, well,
he snuck away.
What a clinic the Catholic High Panthers put on tonight, beating the number 2 and previously unbeaten Newman Greenies 49-7, and two good friends there meeting at midfield. Nelson Stewart, as you mentioned, you know he's happy for his good friend, disappointed for himself and his players and his school. These are two coaches coaching at their alma mater, and a lot of respect here. Good season for Newman. They ran into a buzzsaw tonight. That's the second quarter. Catholic scores 4 touchdowns, and you have to wonder if you don't give up that 96-yard touchdown pass, is this game any different? Catholic.
If your business is looking for growth opportunities in the capital region, find out why Livingston Parish is the place to be. We have available sites, tremendous access to and from your facility. We have an excellent workforce pipeline, and our quality of life is second to none. To find out more, contact our office at 225-686-3982 or visit our website at ledc.net.
I'm delighted to tell you about Southshire today. It's a premier Baton Rouge community coming just east of Baton Rouge. It will have a diversity of home sizes, from townhomes to homes with 0 lot lines, as well as estate homes. If you would like more information, please call us at 225-921-2427. We look forward to meeting you and showing you all the wonderful things that Southshire has to offer.
Just trying to make an impact whatever way we can.
Let's go down to the field. Garrett Walvert has a happy head coach. Oh, hold on. We're not ready yet, but we will be speaking here with Brent Indest, who won career game number 170. And he is now 50-11 at Catholic High. Now we go down to Coach Indest and Garrett Walvert.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff. You couldn't have asked for a more dominant, well-played game. You forced 2 turnovers. You score 7 touchdowns. You got everything you wanted from your kids tonight and more.
Yeah, you know, they came out and played us just in an all-out defense, had their safeties all the way up, and I mean, I don't know. We might have thrown for 400 yards tonight. I don't know. You know, but Diallo just got it done, and we hit the open receivers. You know, it's one thing to get them open, but it's another thing when your quarterback just keeps hitting them. But, you know, I really think the story is our defense. If you guys would have seen us on defense earlier this year and see us now, you wouldn't think it's the same football team. We're executing a whole lot better. Just got to give a shout-out, you know, our defensive coordinator, Craig Brody, David Jordan, the whole defensive staff. We just hung with these kids, and they've evolved into a heck of a defensive football team.
Coach, when you win, it's the nature of the game. You don't have a lot of time to celebrate. You only had 1 loss all year. You'll rematch them in the Superdome. What's it mean to you?
It's big. You know, the fact, I think the world of Notre Dame and Coach Cook, and, you know, we've got an all-Catholic, all-Lafayette diocesan final, you know, which I'm proud of. You know, I won't lie to you right now. I'm really not excited about facing Notre Dame, but it is in the championship game, and we've just got to find a way to, you know, to score some points and hopefully get some stops and have a chance of beating those guys.
Catholic New Iberia certainly made a statement tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Coach. Catholic and Notre Dame met in week 4, and Notre Dame won 37-0. Catholic had just 123 yards of total offense. Tonight, the Panthers threw for 382 against Newman. We'll be back after this.
Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Football is, you know, it's like,
You know, a band of brothers. As a kid, being involved with something like that, you know, a family who's passionate about you and cares about your future, that's something that you can carry on for a lifetime. We find a way to either put the ball in the end zone or, you know, score in life. So I think that's what football does for us.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Game time on YurLA. Thanks Louisiana Left for their support of this telecast, specializing in customer service on equipment, rentals, parts, and training. Louisiana Left has been serving its customers since 1980. You can check them out online at lalift.com or call their New Orleans office, 504-463-3400. Louisiana Left are always on call. Final score, once again, from Michael Lupin Field on the campus of Isidore Newman High School. 49-7 as the Bears, or I've been saying that all the Panthers tonight. It was a good night for the Catholic High Bears in Baton Rouge, but the Panthers,
this is their night,
beat Newman 49-7, and it sets up a rematch of the Week 4 game where Notre Dame beat Catholic High 37-0. These two teams will play in the Division III state championship. Again, Catholic going for their first title since 1962. Newman, great season, undefeated season. They'll have to regroup and see if they can't make another run at it again next year.
Well, and the only thing that I was shocked that Coach Enda said in that post-game interview was that he wasn't looking forward to seeing Notre Dame. I figured he would have said, yes, I'm ready to see him again, and you know, we've improved as a ball club since Week 4.
I bet you the players are ready to play Notre Dame.
I know they are.
Well, that does it for our broadcast here tonight. I want to thank these two schools, these two coaches, Brent Indes, Nelson Stewart, two class acts. Great to work with. Want to thank our great Game Time crew on a chilly night here in New Orleans on Thanksgiving week. It was all Catholic High. So for our producer, Patrick Marrero, our director, Walter Bopatti, the executive producer of the Game Time Game of the Week, Eric Coleman, Jim Hogg on the sales side, our statistician, Tommy Cooper, Garrett Walver down on the field, Jason DeQuire, I'm Jeff Palermo. Once again, the final score, Catholic High beats Newman 49-7. We'll see you in the semifinals next week of non-select.
Listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast